Hello, race fans. Welcome to ShortTrack TV. I'm Kenny Shepard, and you have found the place in YouTube land where you can see some of the best free live broadcasting right here from the Madera Speedway. Round 7 of the Nut Up Pro Late Model Series and the 5150 Junior Late Model Series, and you get a sneak peek behind the scenes in a lot of ways while we're filming this for MAV TV tonight. You know what tonight also is? It's August 21st, and it's the kickoff of our fundraiser for Valley Children's Hospital. We do an annual fundraiser. Last year, it was a train wreck with COVID. Could hardly do anything. We donated a little bit of money as we could, but it was really difficult last year. We've done this every year since 2007 here at the Madera Speedway. Again, since 2007. We've done it for Valley Children's Hospital. One of the main ways in the past that we've actually raised the maximum money for Valley Children's Hospital is through our penalty box. If you go to racemadera.com, go to competitors, you can find the penalty box there. Some pretty good reading. Doesn't matter who you are, you can get penalized here at the Madera Speedway. It's the same rules for everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. In fact, some of our officials, for the first time in history, 15 years of this penalty box, some of our officials ended up in that penalty box, and they're going to have to run a race coming up next week right here on ShortTrack TV, a fundraiser, and it's 4 of our race control officials that will do a foot race around the Madera Speedway behind me. Watch for our Facebook page, racemadera.com, for more information. We're turning that into a fundraiser with pledges for Children's Hospital. So a lot of fun things coming up, but August the 21st, tonight, all the way through September 18th is the fundraiser. Multiple ways you can raise money or help us raise money. $5 of every ticket that we sell tonight. Also, next week and September 28th, next week's Olga's Dream 100, by the way, the Mini Stock Nationals. The way you can help us, if you buy a ticket, $5 of that ticket goes to Valley Children's Hospital as a donation. But it doesn't stop there. It actually ends up being $10 per ticket because Nut Up, one of our premium partners, is donating and matching $5 to that ticket. So $10 for every ticket will go to Valley Children's Hospital. Also, if you go to Nut Up right now, go to nutup.com, use the code MAVTV20, MAVTV20, and Nut Up will donate 20% of the purchase price to Valley Children's Hospital as well. There's a lot of other ways you'll hear about that we can raise money for Valley Children's Hospital. You can help us raise money. So keep an eye on that. You'll see some things later tonight with Andy and Steven, some other things they'll talk about Valley Children's. So on the track behind me right now, we're warming up. Looks like we're getting ready to go. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Actually, before I take off, there's another way you can help us on my left-hand side, your right-hand side. There's a super chat that'll take place, or a chat that will take place. Very active. We don't even set it up where you have to be a subscriber like a lot of people do. Anyone can get in there and chat. It becomes very active, really fun community. We appreciate all you guys for joining us. But at the very bottom, there's a $sign. There's a super chat is what it's called, and there's super stickers. You can donate a few bucks to us, and we'll spend it on equipment here. Actually, this time frame, whatever you donate over there, we are donating to Children's Hospital. So it's another way you can donate, and we'll transfer it over to Children's Hospital. So stay with us, race fans. We'll be right back for this live event right here on ShortTrack TV for you.
Is that your stomach growling, or the sound of thousands of horsepower circling the track? Fuel up for race day with Mission Foods. Supercharge your taste buds with fast and easy-to-create recipes that are winner circle delicious. Try some of our mouth-watering tacos to piled high nachos, fresh chips with guac, and more. Start those engines, because Mission has you covered from the green flag to the checkered flag. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
$5150 is power. The power to overcome. The power to persevere. The power to set your life on a course for success. When you're faced with the challenges life throws at you, you focus and do what is needed to go beyond what is required. So stand up, stand firm, believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. We are 5150.
To another night at Madera Speedway for our live stream here on ShortTrack TV. It's great to have everybody along viewed in us so far. Going to start the night out with a sad part of the night. Bob Blakesley, Stephen Blakesley's father, passed away during the week. So I would like you please all to keep Bob Blakesley and also Stephen and the family in your thoughts and prayers if you can. So, sad Bob got to all the races that Stephen was at. A super fan of racing. Basically started out when Stephen was a young kid up at All-American Speedway in Roselle. So they started out there, and then, of course, Stephen branched out over the years. And Stephen and I have announced together for a lot of years, and we're great friends together. So if you can keep my booth partner in your thoughts tonight, some tough things going on for the family this week. So just bear in mind with that. Sorry to start out the night with the sad part of the night, but the good part about the night is we got some great racing going on here at Madera Speedway. Round number 7, we've had 6 winners so far in the Nut Up Pro Late Models. Will we get a 7th winner tonight? I know Jason Aguirre is down in the pit area, and he's going to be the highline guy, I think, tonight. So look for Jason Aguirre to try and get that 45 car to Victory Lane. And they'll be partying down there in Atwater, California, if he can get that to Victory Lane. And no doubt we'll see the posts on Facebook, man jobs, that he always posts when something happens. So wishing all of our drivers the best tonight. And top 6 get inverted in the junior late models. Top 10 inverted in the Nut Up Pro late models. Of course, the junior late models brought to us by 5150 and presented by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Well, who will get the taste of Victory Lane tonight for the junior late models? Good to see Kirsty Young back with us tonight. Kirsty has her primary car back after wrecking that car and then getting airborne in the old car that they bought out for a night. So hopefully Kirsty can keep that. Well, I'm going to throw down trackside to my good buddy and booth partner down there as he does his stand-up for MAV TV, down to Stephen Blakesley.
Well, it's time for round number 7 of the 5150 Junior Late Model Series. From the fastest 1/3 mile in the West, the Madera Speedway. Brody Armtrout has been on an absolute tear in this series. 3 consecutive victories in car number 29, but he has only gained 6 points in the series title. He is still 23 points behind Eagle, Idaho's Jacob Smith in our 5150 Junior Late Models. Over the last 3 races, Smith has been on the podium in all 3 of them and had 2 fast times to keep his points lead over Armtrout. They'll share row number 3 tonight. On the second row, you find our fast time qualifier. He just had his 14th birthday, and that's Ethan Nascimento. He'll start 3rd in car number 21. Our front row, they're both winless in this series. Perhaps tonight they can get their first win, and that includes Texan Barrett Polhemus and Loomis's Kenna Mitchell. We have the best young drivers ages 10 to 16 years old from around the world here in Madera, California, and it's all coming up next only on MAV TV.
Well, thank you, Stephen Blakesley. It's great to have you here tonight, sir. Once again, round number 7 of our season, and the season is absolutely flying by only 2 more races to run before we get to our 10,000 to win short track shootout for 2021. It's great to have some fans that are starting to migrate back to the stands. I see our spotters are all set up right now for our junior late models. Once again tonight there will be junior late models followed by the Mini Cup Bandolera Challenge, and rounding out the night will be our Nut Up Pro late models. This is all brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. We love those Mission Foods, and we'll talk a little about that Mission Foods a little later on. Also want to give a big shout out to my buddy Chris Kraft. Chris is a super fan of racing here in California, and Chris has been battling, as we've said before, been battling the cancer, and right now he's had some other issues going on, and he's currently in hospital at Doctors Medical Center in Modesto. So Chris, man, know you're in there, thinking of you, brother, and I know you got a lot of fight left in you, and we're going to beat this thing for sure. So hang in there, buddy, and I'll get to see you here shortly. I'm now vaccinated, so real soon here I'm going to be able to get to places to visit people, so that's the good news. As of today, I was vaccinated, so the way we had to go with it, so be able to visit you shortly, buddy. And yeah, it's good to have Chris. Good to have everybody online too. I know there's a lot of people out there already that are online for our Short Track TV on the YouTube. I'm going to welcome him back to the booth here real soon once he gets done with the couple of comments online and some other bits and pieces. My booth partner. Oh, we got a super Grandpa Rails. Hey, thanks Grandpa Rails for that super chat there, the $10. Of course, all that goes to new equipment here at Madera, and we're always getting new bits of equipment that come on in. So thanks. Oh, Children's Hospital tonight. Okay. Hey, so race stands tonight. All the super chat money goes to the Children's Hospital. Tonight is Children's Hospital night here at Madera Speedway. It's one of our biggest charities here at Madera Speedway. There's a lot of things happen over the years here at Madera that all contributes to the children's charities. At our banquet, there's always a massive fundraiser for the children's charities. And tonight, all your super chats. So I want to get that super chat up tonight because we want to help out the Children's Hospital. So if you can do that, please go in there, do a super chat, whatever it is, whatever you can afford to do. Please donate where you can. Sorry that I've been a little out of the loop this week. I've had some issues myself going on this week at home, so I've been a bit out of the loop the last couple of days as what's going on. Probably not as prepared tonight as I normally am, but nevertheless, we are here. So all the donations tonight, and Nut Up also is matching the donation, giving 20% of all the product we sell. So that's pretty cool too, Stephen Blakely. And put the code in MAVTV20 at checkout for Nut Up. I like the sea salt and caramel. Stephen Blakesy and Kenny Shepard, they like the sweet heat. That Jason Galvin guy, he's into that funny Parmesan cheese, I think. And what about Matt down there? Matt up. Sorry? Oh, he's the barbecue guy. That's right. Yeah, it's one of Zach. I bet our cameraman Zach is with you. I bet Zach loves the barbecue because he's a really big barbecue guy. That Zach.
So we'll be waiting for our MAV TV. We'll be looking for a 3 to go from race control. A 3 to go, and that'll be our cue to drop in for MAV TV and run through the starting order here. So again, we'll be looking for a 3 to go from race control to do our rundown here from MAV TV. And looking forward to this one. 70 laps of racing, and as you may have heard in the stand-up, Brody Armtrout has been sensational and has only gained 6 points. So he hasn't really gained anything because Smith has been sensational as well this year, Andy.
Yeah, and Smith has had to do it a lot off the front row. And I don't think I'm speaking out of the circle here, but it's pretty well known with the Ericsson team. that they've really wanted him to start back a little bit. They've wanted him to, he's been up front. He's been, that everybody's chasing up there. The foxes all chasing the hare. Well, he's going to have to be one of the foxes tonight, and he's going to have to go out and try and go out there and run these people down. Hey, we got another super chat. How about that? Chuck Doobie, $49.99, sir. Thank you very much, sir. That's, I believe, we're up to $59.99 for the Children's Hospital. All the money tonight we're raising. So it doesn't matter. Whatever you can afford, just put in whatever you can afford. It's all to a great cause to the Children's Hospital tonight. Fundraisers for the Children's Hospital, so be ready. Welcome back to round number 7 of the 5150 Junior Late Models, presented by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Well, who will be too fast tonight, and who will taste Victory Lane, the spoils in Victory Lane tonight? Stephen Blakesley's joined me back in the booth there. We got a great field of Junior Late Models tonight.
Yeah, 11 drivers set to race. Take a look at your starting lineup on the front row. The Texan Barrett Polhemus and Kenna Mitchell out of Loomis, California, both looking for their first win.
Yes, Ethan Nascimento starting out of position 3. And on the outside, it's the two girls. It's Kirsty Young is back with us in the 17 car, and she will start out of position 4.
The third row is sensational. He has 3 consecutive wins. It's Brody Armtrout, and your points leader, who's been on the podium in the last 3 races, Jacob Smith.
Got a couple of hard charges on row number 4. On the inside, Holly Clark, and on the outside, Brody Moore.
And that's an all-Colorado row. Row number 5, Robbie Keneally and Haley Lyles.
And the final car out there is the K1, Casey Cash Klein. We've got some in-car cameras with Robbie Keneally.
Yeah, Colorado's Brody Moore.
We got Brody Armtrout, the winner of the last couple of rounds.
Idaho's Jacob Smith.
And the 17 of Kirsty Young. That rounds out our cameras for tonight. 70 laps. It'll be 40 laps for the first segment, 30 laps for the second segment for our Junior Late Models. Round number 7. Once again, brought to you by 5150, presented by Mission Foods.
And for that 21 car of Ethan Nascimento, just had his 14th birthday, his second fast time of the year. We'll see him go to work from spot number 3. Barrett Polhemus, the gentleman driver from Wimberley, Texas, gets the twin green flags from Fearless Frank, and he immediately charges ahead and brings Ethan Nascimento with him.
Yes, the inside lane is the way to go. Unfortunately, Kenna Mitchell was slow away. That backed up Kirsty Young. You see she's gone right out of the screen.
Whoa.
Kenna Mitchell goes way up the racetrack, and we have 3 wide on the main straight. Oh, no, Kirsty Young nearly got involved in that, but look at this Armtrout trying to run down young Nascimento.
Yeah, and here's the female trio battling for 4th. Holly Clark in the white and red 17, and the pink and white 17 of Young going up the inside of that black number 7 of Kenna Mitchell. Looks like Mitchell will slide down in front of them into the 5th position, as I don't think we have a scoring monitor at the moment, but 3 laps in the books. Polhemus, Nascimento, Armtrout, Clark, and Mitchell, your top 5. And then side by side for 6th, Kirsty Young and the 11 of Jacob Smith.
Yeah, Jacob Smith on the outside of Kirsty Young back in 7th as we see Polhemus. Look, here's this battle now. Kirsty Young on the inside. Unfortunately for Jacob Smith, he got hung up on that initial start. He started on the outside. That row got really backed up, and by the time it got to Jacob, he had to try and get by, and that inside row started coming. But right behind Jacob Smith, how about Robbie Keneally right now, that Wiley X entry down there? Keneally doing a really good job.
Yep, so it looks like Kirsty Young is going to get the better of Jacob Smith, move Kirsty Young into 6th, and they just got that chassis back on Saturday, and in the last 7 days they hung a body, put a motor in it, all kinds of work. You can tell that's fresh body panels on the 17. Brad Young and the team worked very hard, and Kirsty is holding off some of the strongest cars in the series right now as she runs in P6, P7 for Jacob Smith. And these are the type of runs where the 29 of Armtrout could really start accumulating some points gains. As we said, he's only gained 6 points in the last 3 wins for Armtrout.
On the screen now, you'll see 2 of our female racers down here, the 7 of Kenna Mitchell, Kirsty Young, and right in front of Kirsty Young is the 17 of Holly Clark. Now, Holly Clark benefited from that original incident where Kenna Mitchell backed everybody back, and Holly Clark was able to drive through. So Holly would like to have a good run. She's started out as 7, made her way to 4th right now, and Armtrout is really struggling to try and find a way past the 21.
Kersey Young is gaining on the 7 of Kenna Mitchell for spot number 5. Meanwhile, Brody Armtrout has turned up the wick on Ethan Nascimento as they're battling for 2nd into Blazer's Swiss Lube turn number 3. And Nascimento, 2 fast times this year, hasn't won a race and really hasn't led very many laps. 21 laps led for car 21. That's a few less than I would have expected for that driver, 14 years old, and a little bit of contact there from the bully Brody Armtrout. Armtrout up the inside. Frank gives him a warning. We're battling pretty hard here for 2nd. Lots of contact.
Yeah, lots of contact. Armtrout and Nascimento. You got a bit of a break back to Holly Clark, who's really actually reeled these cars in the last lap. Holly Clark now right on the back of him. There was a break back to her. Armtrout has found a way through past Ethan Nascimento. The top 5 will get an interview with Stephen Blakesley tonight down there in our pit segment at the pit break. And that battle for 5th spot on the racetrack, that all-important final points-paying position, Stephen Blakesley, and getting an interview with you, that is held down right now by Kenna Mitchell. And Kenna has some heat behind her because she has Kersey Young, she has Brody Moore, and Smith. Smith tonight is just backtracking. Not sure if they've got a big problem with that Ericsson car tonight, but he is just going backwards.
Now, Smith, Brody Moore, Brody Armtrout, a trio of drivers that are running double duty, both pro and junior late model, and I wonder if that's kind of taking Smith off his game a little bit. Battle right here. Ethan Nascimento, our fast time qualifier, is under pressure from the rapidly improving Holly Clark. Clark missed the redraw, qualified 7th, but is trying to drive up into 3rd.
Yeah, like you say, Holly Clark didn't make the redraw, but things were very, very favorable to her in turn number 1 on lap number 1 with that outside line getting backed up.
Yeah, so we're 18 laps down. We go a total of 40 in the first segment. Then we'll take our Mission Racing Style Tortilla Chips break, and then we'll run a 30-lap conclusion. And I got to tell you, it's been tough sledding for Jacob Smith. He'll get passed by the 78 of Brody Moore, and now he's being passed by the 1K of Robbie Keneally. You might see Jacob Smith. Look how loose he was. He's going to fall back to 9th, Andy.
Yeah, they're going to really have to put the wrenches on this car when they get down there in the break. This is not normal for this team, and the current points leader sliding back to what would be right now 3rd last. So he's in that would be 9th position on the racetrack?
Yeah, and so that means that as they run right now, that 23-point lead that he had over Armtrout would shrink to 7 as they run right now. You throw in 2 bonus points at the halfway if Armtrout can run, or 3 points at the break, and you would have within single-digit points, within 5 points at the break if they run like this. So that lead might get cut down considerably for Jacob Smith.
Yes, it could be cut down. We've seen where you have a big lead, like Jacob Smith had a big lead. Let's go to NASCAR. We had Denny Hamlin had a huge lead over Kyle Larson, over 100 points, and Larson reeled that in. So it is possible to do, and that's exactly, I think he's been watching those shows because right now Armtrout is the standout driver in this field right now, and he's the driver that is the current form driver in our junior late models.
So Brody,
no doubt about it.
Brody Moore, the Colorado driver, started 8th. He currently runs 7th, but he would like to take 6th from Kersey Young, and Brody's been running the super late models at his home Colorado National Speedway just outside Denver, Colorado. And those are long 100, 150 lap races. So he is well within his element as we're going to put a lap on the 15 of Haley Lyles is the leader. The 79, Barrett Polhemus out front in this one, has led this one from the drop. He had led 29 laps the whole season, and he's led 27 of them now.
Kersey Young and Brody Moore getting pretty racy here together because I tell you what, Moore's probably told, hey, you better get going because Keneally is coming. Keneally found his way past the number 11 of Jacob Smith.
Whoa, excuse me, Brody.
And now under attack.
Brody Moore was very loose very loose. And just like my pen went flying here in the broadcast booth, I think he might have been having to grab the steering wheel because that thing, it's starting to get, look how high up the race, look how loose he is right there in the middle of the corner, Andy.
Well, let me tell you, your pen got so loose, it was sideways, it was up and over the fence, it was out of the ballpark.
Well, and I wonder if he might not have a tire issue or something that's causing that, and he is probably really eager to get to the brake and wrench on that car with crew chief Charlie Wilson, and they're all lining up behind Brody Moore for 7th. So don't say that we don't survey the field here on Madera Racing. We're showing you a battle for 7th on screen right now.
Stephen Blakeslee, it is more than half a lap. It's about 65% of a lap right now for Paul Hemus over his teammate. What a tale for two Wilson Motorsport teams. You have one car that's entering turn 1. The other car is out of turn 4. So this thing for Wilson Motorsports, they got one car running strong up front that looks like he could possibly take the first half segment. Although I tell you what, race fans, Brody Armtrout is on a tear. He is coming fast.
Well, we got 7 to go to the break, and Barrett Polhemus in command has led all 33 of these laps so far, trying to figure out a way to get himself in the points battle, only 28 behind Jacob Smith. So he fixes to gain points. And Jacob Smith in 9th is 10 seconds in arrears of your leader, Barrett Polhemus. That is almost unfathomable for the dominating season that Jacob Smith has had. As we're working 5 to go to the break, as they put a lap on Casey Klein from Quincy, Washington, and Fearless Frank shows them 5 to go.
And the 3 girls that are out there battling for that 5th position, they run 5th, 6th, and 7th. And let me tell you, Kenna Mitchell has a bit of a mini break over Kirsty Young for that 5th position. So we're going to have 2 of our females getting into the top 5 with Holly Clark in 4th. Good drive so far this segment for Holly Clark.
We talk about crew chiefs. I was going to tell you, Kenna Mitchell's got a great one with Matt Eshelman, your champion crew chief last year for Buddy Shepard. And, of course, Brody Armtrout, who runs 2nd, you just saw on screen, being crew chiefed by the one and only Roger Bracken, and your race leader, the 79 Barrett Polhemus, with crew chief Charlie Wilson, the 2019 Pro Late Model champion crew chief. So this field is full of talent, both behind the wheel and on the wrenches. Armtrout ran his best lap of the main event on lap 29 in car 29, but he's still about 2 seconds in arrears. 1 lap to go to the lap 40 break.
Yes, 1 lap to go to the lap 40 break, and they will be heading the top 5 to talk to my good buddy Stephen Blakeslee as the 79 of Barrett Polhemus will come to that checker flag by Flaggy Frank down there, Fearless Frank. Armtrout will be 2nd, followed by Nascimento, Holly Clark, and rounding out the top 5, it will be Kenna Mitchell. Just outside the top 5, Kirsty Young, Brody Moore, Robbie Keneally, Jacob Smith, Casey Klein, and Haley Lyles. That rounds out the field. When we return here on MAV TV, Stephen Blakeslee will down in our makeshift pit area, and he will talk to 5 very happy drivers. Stay with us, race fans.
Where you are now may not be where you came from. Sometimes you're preparing for success, and sometimes you're preparing for failure. The choices you make today may spiral out of control or spin you in the right direction. Your past doesn't define you, but the choices you make today can change your life forever. The drive can motivate you or destroy you. But you have to find a way out. Discover a riveting, real-life story of recovery that will inspire you. Believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. Read the true story of how Carlos Vieira nearly destroyed his life and lived to tell about it. And don't miss others telling their powerful stories on our podcast. Visit kddmediacompany.com.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight. Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some Mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store.
Well, Mission Foods, that's the way to go. Those Mission Foods. I love the street tacos myself. I love those street tacos. You can buy Mission Foods all over the world, wherever you are. I know a lot of my friends down in Australia, they love the Mission Foods down there. Getting ready to go down soon to talk to Stephen Blakesley and our drivers down there. I see Barrett Paul-Hemus is out of the car and getting ready for that interview. Zach just keying up the camera down there. So we're getting ready to go here at Madera Speedway for our halftime interviews. You'll see me reference back to MAV TV soon. Hey, congratulations to one of my favorite drivers, AJ Armadinger. Hey, you got a win today in the Xfinity Series. Congratulations, Dinger. It's good to see. So we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in tonight on YouTube. ShortTrack TV, share it with your friends and family. Wow, what a sizzling 40 laps, eh? That's straight through. Hopefully that sets the tone of the night, that we run straight through, get this program done. I'd like to welcome once again everybody around the world. I'm Outback Andy. My broadcast partner is Stephen Blakesley. We've been together announcing for a long, long time now, so enjoy doing this. And when you get a race like we just had, this makes it very easy to do our job. Can't believe it. We just ran 40 laps, flag to flag for the first segment. 30 laps to go after this short break. Just waiting to get the okay from our studio. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV, round number 7 of the 5150 Junior Late Models, presented by Mission Foods. Down track side is my broadcast partner, Stephen Blakesley, with our race leader, Barrett Paul-Hemus.
Well, this could be the best opportunity for Barrett Paul-Hemus to get his first 5150 Junior Late Model win. What more do you need in this car to get the win tonight?
Well, I don't need much. I just need a little bit more rotation from the center of the corner coming off the corner. But other than that, it practically drives itself. I can't thank my guys enough for giving me a rocket ship this weekend. We've been working hard on it all weekend. So hopefully this will be we'll be able to capitalize on our best opportunity to win and get it done here tonight.
You guys had a big lead on Brody Armstrong there. He's been so strong. What's it going to take to hold him off?
Well, honestly, just stay on the bottom. We made that mistake last time, and he was able to get around us, but I think we got the car this time, and we definitely got the pattern down. So I'm confident that I'll be able to hold him off. He's got that high line on the restart, so I don't know how he's going to be able to do that, but he's a dirt driver like I am, so he'll probably be able to find something up there. If not, hopefully the third place car can slide in front of him and hold him up for me for a little bit.
A couple of dirt guys looking to slide through the speedy drive. Barrett Paul-Hemus in the lead here at Madera.
Well, great job by Barrett Paul-Hemus, and like you said, learning from past mistakes. Gets to start on the inside for the restart. That's going to be the key for this young Texan driver, and this might be the ticket for him to get to victory lane in that 79 Charlie Wilson Motorsports entry. But the guy that he has to stop tonight is in second place on the racetrack with another consistent run tonight, and Stephen is down there trackside with our second place car, and that is Brody Armstrong.
Well, Brody Armstrong has won the last 3 main events here at Madera Speedway in the Junior Late Models, and now you're up to second. We're all going to come together for the restart. What do you need in this car to get the win tonight?
Oh, man, the car's feeling great. Just a little bit more drive off, just certain things that are slowing us down coming off of the corner. But huge props to Barrett. It's great to see him up in the front, and he's doing a really good job. I'm having a tough time catching him. I want to thank Fiddler on the Roof, Diamond Trust, Everlast Roofing, Crazy for Yogurt, Cost You Less Heating and Air, Roger Brackett for helping us. He's doing a great job tonight, and we'll see where we end up.
Now, you ran your best lap of the race on lap 29. What does that say about this team and how good this car is on long runs?
This car definitely has a taste for long run. It takes us a minute to get going, but when we do, we carry that momentum throughout the race. And our car is very consistent. Whatever times we run, usually in qualifying, we can run those times or faster. So we can really trust the geometry of this car, thanks to Sierra Speed.
Well, he's looking strong so far. This is going to be an exciting restart. Brody Armtrout, second place here at Madera.
This may be just the shootout of the season for these junior late models when we go back green flag racing, 10-mile racing, 30 laps of this super fast dry-banked third-mile track. It's in Central California. Getting ready now to speak to our third-place competitor down there. Getting that all set up. Stephen now is down with our third-place competitor. That is Ethan Nascimento.
Well, this guy races in Legends a lot, and on a slick racetrack, he took down fast time. That's Ethan Nascimento. Well, your car was good in the slick. How is your car going to be for this final 30 laps tonight?
Yeah, hopefully this Toyota Camry can get it rolling. We were a little loose into the corner, but hopefully we can make a little adjustment, go back up there and get a W.
Restarting on the inside, that must be pretty critical for this restart.
Yeah, once the 29 got by me, I was pretty much saving, going about 50%, just not trying to wear my tires out and hopefully stay in third so I can be on the inside.
Well, he's got a couple of quick times this year, and he's in third place. Ethan Nascimento.
Yeah, this young driver continues to impress us race after race in the junior late models. Ethan Nascimento, I'm sure it's not long before this young guy is consistently in victory lane every week. He's a great driver, has that powerful Nascimento family behind him. Every time the Nascimentos come to the racetrack, they bring a very, very fast race car to the racetrack. So I'm sure tonight is going to be no different. The crew will go to work on that car, see what Ethan needs for this final 10 laps of our event tonight. Great picture down here from our camera in the flag stand, getting a rear view picture of the pit stops right now. And what a tale for Charlie Wilson. One driver is at the back and one driver is at the front. As we get ready now to go down trackside, and Stephen Blakeslee is with the first of our young lady drivers. Big shootout between those three tonight to get into the top five. And in fourth place tonight, Holly Clark.
Well, she was part of an all-Colorado row 4, and now she's up to fourth for Holly Clark. Fourth place here at the break. What changes do you need to keep going to the front?
Well, we took some sway bar out of it. At about lap 30, it started getting a bit tight in the center, but it's honestly feeling great. Not a lot of complaints. Loving the car so far, having a great race. I'm having a great time. Not a lot of complaints here. Feeling good.
You don't have your normal crew with you this weekend, but it seems like you've had a car that has really responded to this racetrack.
No, we don't have our team here this weekend, but Mike was out here on Friday and really appreciate that for morning practice, taking his time to help get the car dialed in. I can't thank him enough for that. And it's just my dad out here for the rest of the weekend, but it's been really great. Really appreciative to my dad and Mike Nake for helping us out with that.
Well, this has been probably our biggest mover of the race. Holly Clark up to fourth here at Madera.
Yes, Stephen Blakeslee, indeed, you are very correct. Holly Clark is the fastest mover. They moved up the most spots in this race, coming from row 4 to position number 4. A great night of racing so far, Holly Clark. She'll have to start on the outside of row number 2 when we go back green flag racing. So let's see what Holly can do, because she has some other fast females right around her as well. As Stephen Blakeslee is down there with another female racer now. In fifth position tonight at the break, it is Kenna Mitchell.
Well, it's been an exciting couple weeks for Kenna Mitchell in the junior late models. Right now running in 5th here at Madera. Fell back to 5th at the start, but then you fell into a rhythm. What do you need on this car for the second half?
It's been getting really hot in like the foot box, and then on that start, nothing on the outside, and I was just like, oh no, don't want to get pre-trained everyone by me on the inside. So
Now you're on the inside for this upcoming restart. How much are you looking forward to that?
it should go pretty well. We loosened the car. Loosened the car up a little bit. It was really tight. I was sliding up the track a little bit.
Well, we heard from our crew chief Matt Eshelman earlier that tightness they're still working on, trying to loosen up car number 7.
Well, now is the chance for Kenna Mitchell to try and get back some of those lost positions when we go back green flag racing, where she backtracked 4 positions or 3 positions from starting on the outside of the front row. She gets a chance now to try and grab some of those positions back as we get ready to start the second half of this event. 30 laps remaining in this 5150 Junior race, round number 7 of the Championship Series, presented by Mission Foods. When we return, let's see who will get to victory lane. Stay with us, race fans. Well, welcome back to everybody on the YouTube that's out there. Well, let's see some people that are out there. Sterling Baker, good evening to you, sir. Barbara Clark. I guess you're going to be pretty happy with that first half, Barbara, with the drive from Holly tonight. Maybe her best drive of the season so far. Heather Scott, not so good news to you guys, but I'm sure Rick Erickson and try and find something that is more suitable to young Jacob tonight to try and get that car up into the top 3 tonight. Big welcome along to my former crew chief in Queensland, Australia, Haverchat Lean. Hey, buddy. Welcome along to the show tonight. Round number 7 of these junior late models and sizzling first half. 40 laps green to checker for that. So we're looking forward to the rest of the race tonight, buddy. Pull up a beer, or as we would say out here in California, and especially in the Central Valley, a cerveza. So pull yourself up a beer, and I know it's Sunday lunchtime. Pull up a beer and enjoy the show. Devon Cherry. Welcome along with Sterling Baker, Frank Carnelli, Zachary Miller, just trying to see Michael Owens, Gigi Reborns, Danny Cox. Hey, Danny, back at you. One of the Brody Moore fans, S.A. Gregor, Clint Boy, 14. I guess he was a Clint Boyer fan. Definitely Leininger, Frank Kelly, Dave Preston, Mandy Lawton, Rhonda D., Chuck Doobie, thank you, Chuck, for that super chat, the $49.99. Grandpa Rails, thank you for the $10. Remember, all of our super chats tonight, any money you donate goes to the Children's Hospital tonight as well. So 420B 420, they look like they're a Casey Cash fans. Tyler McConnell, let's go Holly Clark. I tell you what, Holly Clark's got a lot of fans out there. Emily Paul Hemus, go Barrett. Yes, the Texans out there up front, he's going to have to battle hard now because he has that informed driver that is right beside him. Justin Nascimento, great to have you guys on, the Nascimento crew. Brian Blodgett, thank you. Yes, very generous. Once again, if you can donate any money tonight, please, it all goes to the Children's Fund. Ricky Nelson, NOS1, Gracie Heath, they're cheering for Kenna from Utah. Well, it was a great first half as we get ready now to get ready to go for the second half of this event. Not sure if we're going to a commercial break or whether we're going straight back live. Bear with us for 1 second, race fans. Okay, I'm back with everybody out there. Just just had to make sure I plug in my headset so I can listen to our production team down the other end. I'm going to plug an earpiece into my ear and then the headset over the top. So hopefully we can hear our production team down there. We've had some audio problem with our radio tonight. I left my headset at home, unfortunately. Getting ready to come back. Thank you, Stephen Blakeslee, for adjusting my microphone so we don't have to go and re-record as we've done before. Yeah. So welcome along to everybody. If you just joined us, I'm Outback Andy Foster. My broadcast partner is Stephen Blakeslee. We are racing in Central California at Madera, which is right on the Highway 99. You'll see Highway 99 right in the background, and right over to the right of the screen, you'll see Good Times Quarter Midgets over there. A lot of these drivers start out in quarter midgets and graduate to these junior late models. 10 to 16-year-olds. These are the best 10 to 16-year-olds in the nation. This is the original and the best junior late model series. Brought to you by 5150 and presented by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Well, who will be too fast and who will taste victory lane tonight as we get ready to bring back? Thank you to our production crew, Kenny Shepard in the ears. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Round number 7 of the 5150 Junior Late Models, presented by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Who will be too fast and who will taste victory lane at the end of this 30-lap segment? We went 40 laps. Stephen Blakeslee joins me back in the booth, sir, and we are going green. On with the show tonight.
Well, it sounded like everybody wanted a piece of the bottom. The one thing they were all wondering is how good is that 29 Armtrout on the top? We're going to get our answer. My goodness, Brody Armtrout making a move on Barrett Polhemus.
Yeah, Barrett Polhemus said the low line would be what he needs, and I tell you what, Armtrout, as we see now, Frank, there's a whole gaggle of cars back there from about fourth back, and Frank just pointing to his helmet saying, hey, use your brains. And I tell you what, the pain continues for Jacob Smith. He just gets shuffled to the back once again. He's starting to make some moves. So look at this battle up front. Armtrout. Then you go to Polhemus, the Texan. Here comes that driver from Manteca area. That's Ethan Nascimento.
So this time by, we've completed 43 laps. So Brody Armtrout taking the lead on lap 41, Andy. And so at that stripe, that's his 100th lap led on the year for Brody Armtrout. Here in round number 7 are our 5150 Junior Late Models. And Armtrout fixing to drive away, just ran his best lap of the main event here on lap 44.
Yes, he did, and he starts to pull away visually on the screen. I'm going to give a big shout-out back in the pack to Kirsty Young now. Kirsty has broken into the top 5. She has shuffled Kenna Mitchell back. Wow. I tell you what, Stephen Blakeslee, that's a power run. Kirsty had to start on the high line, so she's been able to get down or get around Kenna Mitchell, so that's pretty big.
Well, the female drivers have run 4th, 5th, and 6th this entire race. They just keep kind of reshuffling that. Right now, Clark is 4th, Young is 5th, Mitchell is 6th, and Jacob Smith just moved up to 7th. You'll see that on your speed shot here as he just got around the 78 of Brody Moore. So maybe they got something dialed in as battle for second could be tightening up here between Barrett Polhemus and Ethan Nascimento.
You know, I'm going to give a big shout out to Holly Clark. You see Holly right here now. This is a really good run from Holly tonight, and she needs that good run. You know, she started on the outside at this restart out of position number 4. And the Highline really hasn't been the place to be tonight, but she was able to hold that position where Kenna Mitchell, who's starting 5th, was not. And that allowed Kirsty Young to get around the outside. Now, we're going to give a huge shout-out to Kirsty Young.
Oh, contact. Kenna Mitchell in the 11, and Jacob Smith make contact.
Our
Mitchell
first
goes
yellow
around.
of the night. Yellow's quickly out as Kenna pulls that Ford Mustang to the infield. That Velocity Solar entry. We'll stack them up and rack them up for the restart race sands from Madera, California.
Caution flying on lap number 49 for Jacob Smith and Kenna Mitchell getting together in turn number 2. And Kenna still stopped there at the bottom of the second corner. Of course, caution flags don't count, so it won't hurt her the longer she sits there. But she's going to have to fall all the way to the back. And out by Andy Foster, we're going to take a look at a replay here on Madera Racing on MAV TV. As there's a look at Ethan Nascimento. He was running third. This wreck was a few cars behind him, but we're going to get to see the trailing end of it. There's Holly Clark going by. There is the 17 of Young, and now here comes the 11 of Jacob Smith. Both of them were pretty high up the racetrack, and then they get together coming out of turn number 2, and around goes Kenna Mitchell, and Brody Moore is that black and orange 78 that he just about ran over Eagle Idaho's Jacob Smith in the process, but looks like basically no harm, no foul for car 7.
Well, you know, for that, for Jacob Smith was probably trying to back out of that.
There's another replay here on Madera Racing.
Now watch this. Watch, Jacob gets in here, right? But look behind Jacob. Brody Moore comes in here, and we get to here, and Brody Moore, all of a sudden at that point, Brody Moore is into the back right corner.
Well, I mean, it's not
Jacob
all of a
Smith.
sudden. It's because there was a wreck taking place.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that all of a sudden he obviously didn't get out of it quick enough, but I'm not sure how they're going to score this. They have been scoring it that if you do get into a driver, but Kenna was actually a little bit sideways as she came down the racetrack. So we'll see how this, they're saying all the 11. So, here we go. He coming into the turn now. You see Kenna right there. Yep, no hole. There's not a car length there, so.
And so to your question, they have pulled the 11 out. Both of them will restart at the end of the lead lap, which will line up the 7 of Mitchell in 7th, the 11 of Smith in 8th. We're going to restart 10. The 1K of Robbie Keneally made it to the break, did not resume. He is out of this main event. We'll restart with 10 cars. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV, our 5150 Junior Late Models. Trouble brewing for Jacob Smith as he collided with Kenna Mitchell. They'll both restart at the back of the lead lap. That puts Mitchell 7th. Your points leader Smith in 8th. Your race leader is that blue and black 29 of Brody Armtrout. He'll set the pace out of turn number 4.
Yeah, Nascimento got into the back of the 29 and had to back out of it. Unfortunately, he was right up. It looked like Armtrout backed it out, but here comes the Texan now. He said he wanted to have that shootout on the inside. Well, he's having to do it on the outside, but he's going to have to be real careful here. He doesn't hang out too long on the outside because young Nascimento is coming on the inside. Now's about the time you've got to make a decision whether you're going to be able to pull this off or not, because if you don't pull it off right here, you don't get down, Nascimento is going to be right there, Stephen.
Yeah, this time by, that's lap 51 in the books. That's 19 to go for the 29. Crossover move up coming from the 79. Polhemus couldn't get it done. Meanwhile, Brody Moore has turned up the wick. He was back to about 8th, and now he's underneath Holly Clark for 4th. And the Colorado drivers, they shared the 4th row. Their formation looked just like this, with Moore on the inside, Clark on the outside. From the 4th row to a battle for 4th, this time by lap 53, and I think Moore's got the better of Holly Clark.
Yes, he has. I was wondering what Brody Moore was going to be able to do with this restart, but something must have happened on this restart for Kirsty Young, because Kirsty now, she finds herself all the way back in 7th after starting this race.
Oh, this could spell trouble for Clark.
Contact Holly Clark and Jacob Smith, and Smith gets into Clark, and bang!
Oh.
Casey Cash, nowhere to go.
Holly Clark was trying to prevent getting freight line there, tried to get to the left, made contact with the 11, and then further contact between the 11 and the 17 into turn 1. Around goes Clark, and trouble here with 16 to go as the 1K of Casey Cash comes flying in there. Casey Klein with lots of damage on the front of his car here on Madera Racing on MAV TV.
Well, race fans, the good news is for Casey Cash, I don't see any fluid coming from the number 1 car. We're going to get a replay here.
So you're going to see that the 17 of Clark goes left here off of 4, maybe trying to follow the 78 and gets into the 11. And then the 11 with a great save, Jacob Smith, and then more contact between the two of them into turn number 1.
We've gone red down. No, we haven't gone red
and
down.
then in comes the 1K of Casey Klein.
Yep.
And they're removing the hood off of Klein's car, and he's going to have to go up on the hook. We'll have an alternative angle here for Madera Racing on MAV TV of this incident between the 17, Holly Clark, and the 11, Jacob Smith.
Once again, Holly's on the outside, kind of comes across on the 11.
But then here might have been preventable for the 11.
Yeah, the 11 again, the hole was not there. And,
boom.
Casey Cash just came in real late.
Well, and a tough break for the 1K is there was room on the bottom.
Yeah.
He didn't have to lock the brakes up there.
Yeah.
So just
the
a little.
should have told him to get down.
Well, he probably did, but your instinct is to lock up the brakes, but that took away all the steering. And
well, he's able to drive away from this. There's a lot of body damage. The hood is left in care of the DJ safety crew down here. We have one of the well-renowned best safety crews in the business.
One more look at this here from Dare Racing on MAV TV from the speed shot. And there's Clark and the 11 of Smith making contact. And then here's Smith getting into Clark into turn number 1. And that was probably a bit preventable. And again, the lockup from Casey Klein. They're trying to get that car into the infield.
Yeah, crew members.
Never seen anything like that before.
The crew members running alongside because they don't want the bodywork to dig into the turf down there and do more damage to that number 1 car.
So I think
they're
going
going straight to the boneyard by the looks of it.
Yeah, I thought they might make an attempt to get back in this race as Klein still has the window net up and the helmet on.
Yeah.
They need that 180-mile-an-hour tape. And
the crew member is shaking his head.
Well, his father is down there in the pit box area, and he kind of shrugged his shoulders, put his hands up like, hey, why aren't we trying to get back into this race?
Yeah. And looks like Holly Clark is making a pit stop, and this could be some sort of issue to the front of the number 17.
Well, makes sense if you've already lost all the track position. Might as well pit, make sure everything's good to go on the 17.
Yeah, they've got there is some damage down there, Stephen. Actually, I just looked. There is damage to the air intake area on Holly Clark's car. Now, running through that grass, it's acting as a grader down there on the dirt and turf down there. The reason you see in our infield that we have a dirt section on the main straight side, why that is not totally grassed, is we do run tractor pulls on that section there, so it never grows the grass right back. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV, round number 7 of the 5150 Junior Late Model Series for 2021. It is brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Well, Barrett Polhemus, is he going to be fast, and does he want to taste victory lane because he is on the outside for this restart? Let's see what he can do with the informed driver, Brody Armstrong. They come to the line. Great restart.
16 laps remain in this main event. It's gone by rather quickly for these fast and furious drivers, ages 10 to 16 years old. They're nose-to-nose down the back straightaway. Armtrout from Northern California and Texan Barrett Polhemus. It's nearly a dead heat. They gave it to Polhemus by 6 1/1000ths on the outside. You don't often see passing maneuvers on the outside. We'll see if he can hold it here on lap number 56.
We'll see if he can, but how about the passing move on the outside for the driver in 4th place on the racetrack? He was floundering around like a dead fish out of water, and he has moved his way up.
They tied to 3 decimal places, a .000 on lap 56. So we can't give that lap to anyone. And now Armtrout gets it back on lap number 57, but that was dynamic. You can't mount a better challenge than that if you're Barrett Polhemus.
No, and how about Brody Moore, Stephen Blakeslee? Oh, Brody goes around right by Kersey Young.
Oh, and Clark and Wiles, the female drivers, collided, but no contact with the 78 of Moore, which is lucky. 12 to go, and we got a couple of black and orange junior late models stopped in turn number 4. We'll right the ship here from Madera Racing on MAV TV, and Jacob Smith, our points leader, has suffered a lot of damage on car number 11. Well, Jacob Smith, that's his 3rd piece of contact just in these 18 laps of the second half here, Andy.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage to the front of that car.
Replay coming up here for Madera Racing on MAV TV. Ethan Nascimento, our fast timer, He's running all the way around the red and white.
Yeah, Moore
Moore
just
just
on
lost
the
it.
outside. Now look at Kirsty Young.
Woo.
Moore just about got into
Yeah,
Kirsty.
and Kenna hit the brakes and got hit from behind by the 11 of Jacob Smith. That's the source of the damage on Smith's car, and he hit her pretty hard.
Well, I'm going to apologize to Brody Moore's family, first of all, because unfortunately I just gave Brody the announcer's curse here.
So
here
we
it
go
is,
once
the
again.
replay going in here. You see the 21 on
so there
this
may
up
have
there.
been contact there coming into the corner, perhaps.
Yep. And
And
how
then
about that with
78
Kirsty Young? If that had been a fraction, Kirsty had been a fraction earlier.
Well, let's
or
focus
later,
in on the
actually.
contact, or if there was any.
Right there, I
maybe.
think. Right there,
maybe,
I
but
think.
not sure. That may have just been a little. Remember, he had been having those loose moments in 1
Yep.
and 2 earlier in the race. Might have just been a little overcorrection.
Yep, that's possibly what it was, as Stephen said. Here's another angle of it. We get down into the turn, and about
never
you
made
see-
contact.
Yep, no.
Never made contact, I don't believe. And around he goes. You said Kirsty.
Now,
missed
this
it.
is where,
Now-
for Kirsty,
Yeah, but
if that car had shot across.
But
we would have
the
had
bigger, I think, candidly, the bigger story is this ended up involving your points leader, and so
Yep.
we'll see what happens with him.
Well, the Ericsson crew are going to work down there. They've got the hood off that car. They're putting some race tape around. Looks like it's broken the bodywork away from the steel bumper on the front of that car, and they're all talking on the radio. And let's see what happens here. Some discussion as the 11 now pulls away from his pit area. Good work by the Ericsson crew to get that car back.
And as they run right now, unofficially, Brody Armtrout would seize the points lead in this series. So
Wow.
this could be a big, big swing here.
How quick this has turned around, Stephen Blakeslee, in the
Well,
last 4 rounds.
And it had taken a long time, like we've talked about a couple times tonight. Over the last 3 rounds, Brody Armtrout had only gained 6 points despite his dominance. And now he's finally going to turn the corner. And I think this could be a big breakthrough night for Brody Armtrout.
And how is the battle for 5th in the championship looking? Jeffrey Erickson. Okay, we'll go back to MAV TV. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. A couple of little cautions going on for our 5150 junior late model drivers. Brought to you by Mission Foods. That too fast, too tasty. Unfortunately, Brody Moore finds himself starting at the back. The Ericsson crew during the break did some good work on Jacob Smith's car to get him back out after sustaining damage. And this is a good restart again. They want that 29 car just a little ahead at the line and timing well. But the Texan fights back on the outside. So the big Texan's got a little fight going on here, Stephen.
Well,
Blakeslee.
everything's bigger in Texas. We got 12 to go. We got a big-time battle.
Well,
And
that's bigger because he took the lead now.
But it might get nullified as the 17 of Holly Clark, the Coloradan, spins on the front straightaway. They're trying to get her to get going, but she does not. Cautions come out. Polhemus took the lead on lap 58 by 42 1/1000ths. And we'll see if they stay on lap number 58. It appears they may when we get the 17 of Holly Clark turn back around here from Madera Racing on MAV TV. Well, Barrett Polhemus might be your might be your race leader after that big move.
I tell you what, Stephen Blakeslee, this is the night of comers and goers. We're seeing drivers that have come forward, they've gone backwards. We've seen drivers that have made their way up, like Brody Moore started out at position number 8, made his way all the way up to that kind of 3rd position area. Holly Clark.
And there's some smoke on Holly Clark's car, and they've actually
Could be
gone
the
in
brakes
there.
on fire.
I don't know. They've gone in there with the bottle all the way up into the bodywork, not on the wheels.
So Holly Clark started out as 7th tonight and made her way up. So they're just having a look now. It looks like Holly is actually climbing out of the race car. So not sure what's going on here. And Stephen Blakeslee, look at the front of the car, Holly Clark's. It's all folded under. The body is down, and you see that is all dragging on the racetrack.
I wonder if we might not have that on our speed shot, perhaps.
Yeah, there's something there with that.
If maybe she got into a car in front of her, such as Lyle's, perhaps, and then spun around after.
Just really shuffling the positions. See our safety crew just looking under there. Holly's pretty quickly out of the race car. damage to the front of the car.
And we're going to take a look at this on Madera Racing on MAV TV. Keep an eye out for the white with black roof of Holly Clark right there on the inside. And she's behind Kenna Mitchell. And we'll see. Nope, just lost it. Well, may have already had, maybe there was fluid getting onto the tires or something like that, Andy.
Yeah.
But it looks like she just went around and, again, may have had an assist from whatever was going on with the rear. Might have kicked her around, you think?
Wonder if something went wrong with the brakes. The brakes had got hot and they
looked like
locked
smoke,
up
maybe.
or something.
Yeah, it looked like there was smoke,
Yeah,
too.
it looks like maybe the brakes locked up and there's something locked up on the rear end, or the rear end locked up on the 17 car, because that certainly snapped around right there. You see it get around. We haven't seen a lot of that on the inside. Now the DJ safety crew just pushing that car to the infield.
So really quick for our ShortTrack TV live stream, Mark Butterbaugh says, what happened to kart racing? Full-size cars teach them young, too cool. Well, all these drivers, they come into this series with really, really good resumes. In the case of the 29 of Brody Armtrout, a main event winner at the California Speed Week. He's got a bear from the micro sprints. In the case of the other driver, he's battling the 79 of Barrett Polhemus. We talked about this at the break. Another micro sprint driver. So they're slipping and sliding through some oil dry that was put down on the track after Jay Juleson blew up earlier. And those two have had no problem slipping and sliding. The 21 of Ethan Nascimento coming out of Bandos and Legends cars. Kersey Young out of Bandos. Kenna Mitchell coming out of Bandoleros. That's your Bandolero champion at Roseville. So they all have a variety of experience levels here, Andy.
Yeah, it looks like Holly has got back in the car, and they're looks like they may be fixing to get the window net up on Holly's car, and the crew members are looking in there.
They're not a well-equipped crew this weekend. Mike Nake's team that normally crews on this car is not here. They're at a West Series race at Irwindale. Yep. So that's Mom in the white hat. And then it looks like some members of the Wilson team, and really, candidly, these are all people from other teams that are jumping in to help, because they've got, I think, probably like Dad up in the spotter stand. I do see Dad up here. And then they got Mom in the infield, and that's it. So they don't have a lot of help on car number 17 of Holly Clark. So you're seeing other teams jump in to help them. That's pretty cool.
We got another caution lap here, so that certainly is going to help out Holly Clark, and I believe
she's going to go back on the track.
Yeah,
it looks
I believe
like
she's trying to make her way back out. So, doing a U-turn from the boneyard, they decided to pit that in the boneyard. So Holly, with that front of the bodywork down like that, just doing a little grading out there. Thank you once again for the super chats. Hey, if you can tonight, all the super chat money that we get tonight goes to the Children's Hospital. So please. It's a great cause, the Children's Hospital, so if you can see your way to donating for the Super Chat, please do that to the Children's Hospital as we get ready now to let them know we're going back green flag racing pretty quickly here. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. With Brody Armtrout, I believe, will be the race leader when we go back green flag. It's a complete restart from that last restart. Let's see if the Texan can do the big job. The big Texan, can he pull off the big job on the outside? We got Kersey Young up on the high line. She'd like to get going too with Ethan Nascimento on her inside. And that start there.
They're side by side coming out of turn two, and we've heard from officials before that you really don't have to have the nose at the line. You just have to be first to the cone, first to take off, and that's what took place at the 29 of Armtrout, leading the way on the 79 of Polhemus. Polhemus takes the lead on lap 59 by 68 1/1000ths. They're doing this again, Andy.
Yeah, Polhemus is not letting Brody Armtrout get away, and I tell you what, right behind him, black flag comes out.
I think that's for the 79 of Polhemus for that start.
Yep.
And so he has to give up a position as he's dropping back. And we've seen that come into play before with Kenna Mitchell, for example, earlier this year.
Polhemus now pulls up at the line, drives
and now he'll
through.
go all the way to the back for that start, and that's disastrous for his championship aspirations. as Brody Armstrong is going to motor ahead here with 8 to go.
Yeah, and the bleeding seems to have stopped a little bit for Jacob Smith since he got back on. He's been able to make up some positions in that all-important championship chase. Brody Armstrong, big wreck down the back. It's Jacob Smith involved along with Haley Lyles. Huge damage to Haley Lyles. Track is blocked down there with body panels from the 11. Race hands will clear this mess up with our DJ Safety Crew team down here at Madera Speedway. Stay with us, race fans. We'll be back real soon.
And on lap number 62 with 8 to go, Haley Lyles is trying to drive away.
Haley's got to drive back because right now all she's doing is destroying what is left of her body panels for that car. So someone needs to tell Haley, you need to go backwards here.
What a shame. Haley Lyles, as a result of some of the impacts, some of the penalties, Lyles was running 5th at the time, Andy. And now Jacob Smith was running 7th. So not sure exactly what happened there between Lyles and Smith, but significant damage on Matt and Rick Erickson's number 11 for Jacob Smith.
But it doesn't look like the radiator is damaged. That's the good news. The crew now looks like they're getting – well, they were calling for the jack to jack that up to get the panel out. You see Matt down there. Wow, that's whatever that was hot that Matt grabbed hold of. Yeah, Matt burned his hand pretty good down there. So they're going to try and do what they can with the safety ducts on that number 11. And here comes
Brody Moore has a lot of damage now.
Well. Yeah,
now
Brody
he
Moore
was the car running in 6th. So you have 5th, 6th, and 7th all involved here on Madera Racing on MAV TV with 8 to go. And I'm actually most intrigued by who's going to restart 2nd and 3rd. Ethan Nascimento and Kersey Young. A couple of hard chargers are going to be mixed right in there. As we're going to have a replay, I think, here from Madera Racing on MAV TV, as they're working on queuing that up for us as well.
Well, how about the young ladies, too? They run together on the racetrack all night long, and they find themselves again with Kersey Young in 3rd, Kenna Mitchell in 4th, and Holly Clark, after all that drama, Holly's back behind Kenna Mitchell. And a great recovery for Kersey Young tonight. She dodged a bullet with that incident with Brody Moore.
So Austin Edwards says, I thought a jump start meant a second attempt. No longer here at Madera. We saw that come into play a few weeks ago. We see it come into play tonight where you get the black flag, have to go all the way to the back.
Yeah, I think what you have to do is they're doing a drive-through, I think, through Victory Lane is what they're doing, because drivers seem to be doing that. So I'll have to get a clarification on that, whether they're yep.
And the thing you have to keep in mind is, over the years, one of the constants that I've seen with this series here at Madera, Andy, is we've tried to mirror the procedures of the West Series. Remember, for a long time we had the blend rule, and of course we have 3 of our junior late model graduates in the West Series today as we speak, and we try to mirror some of those procedures, and that is identical to what you're going to experience at the next level. You're not going to get a redo at the next level. You're just going to get one shot and then a black flag. And so very comparable to that.
Haley's been doing a good job in the non-TV series here at Madera, and that's a tire that is down on the rear. So I'm wondering maybe if Haley didn't lose a tire.
You can answer this question for us.
When repairing their cars, do drivers go down laps in caution? No, we do not count caution laps. So you hope there's a lot of caution laps like to fix this. For instance, Brody Moore is a classic case that it took some time to get Haley Lyles off the racetrack, and that's giving the Charlie Wilson team down there time to fix the car for Brody Moore. Now,
there's one exception to this, I was going to tell you. There's one exception, and that is if you stop on the track and officials deem that you did that deliberately, you get a 2-lap penalty, and you cannot make those laps up on free passes, and you'll remain 2 laps down. Lord Leto says, how's Kersey Young doing? 3rd place in her return to Madera, so good for her.
And she's dodged a pretty significant bullet, like we said, with Brody Moore spinning on the high line, and Brody Moore getting down there a second earlier would have driven straight across in front of Kersey Young. Kersey, I'm not sure she got any damage to the side of that car. None at all. Brody Moore, she was able to drive by and that's pretty significant. And significant.
The 11 is
makes
back
its
on
way
the track.
out. Yep.
And so with 7 cars remaining, the probability is right now the 29 of Armtrout will not seize the points lead as they run, as Brody Moore going to rejoin the field, and I'll bring him back for MAV TV.
And they're unloading parts from Haley Lyles.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. 8 laps to go. 8 cars remain in this 5150 Junior Late Model, round number 7. A bit of calamity, but one constant. The 29 of Brody Armtrout looking for his 4th consecutive win. He's got a new customer to his outside outback. It's our fast time qualifier, 14-year-old Ethan Nascimento. Here we go.
Yeah, and Brody Moore trying to catch up to the pack for this restart as well. That's a pretty good restart, the time for Brody Armtrout. Now, Brody Armtrout pushed up the racetrack, pushed Nascimento up. That has allowed Kersey Young now. Kersey Young in this car that has had substantial damage. They had to re-clip this car, re-body this car after a huge accident a few months ago. And Kersey Young will drive to second off of turn number 2.
Yeah, Kersey Young making the move for second with 7 to go. A little bit of door banging down the back straightaway, but Kersey Young stays right in the gas. And the Bandolero star turned Junior Late Model star is up to second place.
Okay, can we get a first win by a female driver in this series? It would be Kersey Young that could do that. If you can drive up and get past Brody Armtrout, the car looks real fast. We're going to look at the lap times this time if we can. Not sure if we are able to do that with 5 remaining between Kersey Young. We don't have it.
Yeah, she's not really gaining any ground on the moment on Armtrout. But what's notable, Andy, is Kersey would equal the best finish for a female in our Junior Late Model Series. Of course, we've had a runner-up finish for Kayla Eshelman in the history of this series. A couple of thirds for Haley Deegan. Kersey Young trying to equal that second-place mark here. 3 to go. Armtrout going for 4 in a row.
And how about this out of turn number 4? Look at this. Holly Clark, Jacob Smith. What a good recovery for Jacob Smith and the Ericsson team down there. They've got him back into this race, and he would be in the top 5 right now if this continues.
And he'll preserve his points lead as they run, which is crucial because Brody Armtrout is only 2 more of the fastest 1/3 miles in the West away from his unprecedented 4th consecutive victory as he leads Kersey Young and Ethan Nascimento, and we see the white flag from Fearless Frank.
Yeah, the white flag is flying from Fearless Frank, and I tell you what, down the back it's Brody Armtrout going on to win another race here at Madera. He just has to get through turns 3 and 4, straightens up to line. Another big race win by Brody Armtrout, the form driver in the series right now. Second home tonight. How about it in a return to racing in that rebuilt car? Kersey Young, Ethan Nascimento, Holly Clark, and the 11 of Jacob Smith rounding out the top 5. When we return, Stephen Blakeslee will be down in Victory Lane with a very happy Brody Armtrout. Well, for those on YouTube, how about that race tonight? Wow. The big story of this event has to be tonight, other than Brody Armtrout won another race. Kersey Young, in her return to racing, puts this car on the podium in second and not far behind Brody Armtrout. So big props go out to the young team and everybody that's helped them. I know there's been a lot of people helping Kersey Young, so a big shout out to them as they've had a great night tonight, and this car has come home pretty much the way it started the night. So that's the good news. Getting ready to go down to Victory Lane. Getting set down there. What a great race tonight, race fans. Remember, please, if you can, give us some super chats tonight. All the money is going to the Children's Hospital. So please, if you can. Stephen Blakes is down there. Hi, Dave Sabota, the guy in the red shirt, moved out of state, but Dave's back with us tonight. That's good news to see Dave Sabota back with us, formerly of Series California. So it's great to have Dave back down there. You'll see Stephen is down there now with Zach, our cameraman. Kirsty Young got a smile on her face tonight. Great drive, one of the best drives from Kirsty Young. Well, this will be because this is her best finishing position. Dad comes in, gives her a hug. Yeah, Kirsty just looks into the camera. It's the big story of the weekend, Kirsty Young's return. After some fairly horrific race crashes, the last one where Kirsty got airborne on the main straight. That was a car that they dragged down the workshop corner just to get back out here to try and earn points, and unfortunately destroying that car as well. Getting ready down there. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Well, round number 7 of the 5150 Junior Late Models has been run. Brought to you also by Mission Foods, and in Victory Lane, our race winner, Brody Ultra, with Stephen Blakesley.
How about it for this guy? 4 wins in a row in the 5150 Junior Late Models for Brody Armtrout. Round number 7 goes to the driver out of Smartsville, California. You gain a few more points on Jacob Smith. You win 4 in a row. What does that say about you and this race team, that you have 4 victories in a row in this series?
It's definitely exciting. You know, we're always happy to be here. Great facility, great crew, everyone that helps out here. Thank you. It shows that Sierra Speed is really quick and they can put together some fast race cars, as well as we have Roger Bracken on our side. He's a huge help to our program, and huge thanks to him.
Now, you took the lead on the outside, and you had a couple of challenges up there from Barrett Polemus. Did you ever consider taking your own self to the outside for some of these restarts?
I actually did. We were considering that because Barrett was getting us on a few of those laps there. As we were getting looser and looser on the bottom, we were thinking that we should go up to decrease how loose we were. And we just decided to stick to the bottom because most junior races, the bottom is the dominant lane. But tonight, that changed. So it's really cool to see how the track is changing. Of course, we had a few oil spills and things like that. But the more that the track changed, the more that we have to adapt, and it's really cool.
Well, 2 rounds to go, and he's coming on strong at the right time in the season. Brody Armtrout, 4 in a row at Madera Speedway.
Right now, Brody Armtrout has become very comfortable behind the wheel at 29, and we've seen him grow as well, getting really comfortable behind the camera down there with Zach and Stephen Blakesley. That was a great win tonight, 4 in a row for Brody Armtrout. We'll see what he can do in round number 8, see if he can pull out another big win. Look at the finishing positions tonight. Brody Armtrout took the win from Kirsty Young, Ethan Nascimento, Holly Clark, and Jacob Smith. That is the top 5. We'll talk about the rest of the field after this interview down in Victory Lane for our second place competitor tonight, and that is Kirsty Young. And she is down with Stephen Blakesley, and this is going to be a very happy 17 crew.
Kirsty Young comes back to Madera and comes home second. This must feel like a win for you guys.
Oh, it definitely is. With all of our bad luck this year, we're really grateful for it. And, I mean, I couldn't be thanking the crew enough. I mean, all the sponsors, after the throttle stuck, I mean, one of them called us before we even told him, and he was like, hey, I want to help out as much as I can. So after the car went down to the race car factory, tried getting back together before last race. And I mean, it just wasn't ready for us to come back, and everything kind of threw it at us that it wasn't our race to go to. So I wanted to come back and make sure the car was good. And I mean, it was on top of its day game all weekend, and I'm really happy with second. And there's no dents on the car either, so I think we're doing good.
A couple of close calls there, really good battles as well. What's going through your mind with all that going on with what you've been through this year?
I was kind of just nervous. I mean, coming down the front straightaway, I think it was maybe lap 10. We got sandwiched a little bit, and my dad was just like, back it off. We don't want to rip anything off. And we had a conversation coming up here Thursday night, and he was all like, we want to keep the car clean as possible. We don't want any fenders torn off. We're coming up here to race and see what the car has for next one. So this was a race practice, and it looks like we're doing good, so hopefully we can get that win.
Big smile on her face. Second place tonight here for Kirsty Young.
Well, Kirsty Young now equals that best second place by a female racer here at Madera, and the winner's coming soon, I think, for Kirsty Young. Pretty impressive tonight, and like she said, all the fenders are on the car, not a dent on the car tonight, so it's a great run tonight. They were calling that a practice session for the next race, so that is a That's a home run for those guys tonight. Congratulations. I know how much they've been through in the last few months with the damage and 2 cars getting totaled out, and they return to find second place. Down there now in third place competitor is Stephen Blakesley.
Fast time, third place for 14-year-old Ethan Nascimento. Came out through the field there at the end. How do you feel running third tonight?
It's good. I just wish I was 2 spots ahead, but can't thank this Toyota Camry, Nascimento Motorsports, all Skip Co Welding, and All-Star Moving Delivery.
You guys had some good battles there, some side-by-side racing. How much fun is that to have some good side-by-side racing tonight?
Oh, it's fun, but it's just not fun when you get 5 cautions in 2 laps. It's just not fun. The first half, it was good, running all 40 laps just straight. I think that we should do that again.
He was liking the long runs, liking the rhythm for Ethan Nascimento, third place here at Madera.
Well, it just happens like that for some drivers. They love to be in a rhythm. Let's speak about the rest of the field tonight. In 6th place tonight, Barrett Polhemus, the Big Texan, Brody Moore, Kenna Mitchell, Haley Lyles, Casey Klein, and Robbie Keneally round out the field tonight for our junior late models. Round number 8 coming our way in just a few weeks here on MAV TV. Who will win round number 8? Will Brody Armtrout win his 5th race in the season? You have to make sure you tune in to Madera Racing on MAV TV. On behalf of all our camera crew here at Madera Speedway, Kenny Shepard, my broadcast partner, Stephen Blakesley, I'm Outback Andy. See you for a sensational round number 8 here on MAV TV real soon.
Is that your stomach growling or the sound of thousands of horsepower circling the track? Fuel up for race day with Mission Foods. Supercharge your taste buds with fast and easy to create recipes that are winner circle delicious. Try some of our mouth-watering tacos to piled high nachos, fresh chips with guac, and more. Start those engines because Mission has you covered from the green flag to the checkered flag. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
$51.50 is power. The power to overcome. The power to persevere. The power to set your life on a course for success. When you're faced with the challenges life throws at you, you focus and do what is needed to go beyond what is required. So stand up, stand firm, believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. We are 5150.
My first memory is fishing, honestly. We were winning trout tournaments when I was, 8, 9 years old, so it was cool. We had just come off a really, really stellar year, had 2 tournament wins. I think we got a check almost every tournament, if not every tournament. We took Angler of the Year for our region, and then we went up to Lake Oroville, and we won that TOC. Leading up to that tournament, I had started dabbling in prescription painkillers. I can remember the night before that tournament, taking a handful of pills to go to bed that night. I went 7 years of just causing mayhem and, oh my gosh, ruining every relationship I had,
If a guy's willing to share his tragedy and open up and help somebody else either avoid going down that road or pull them out of that addiction, the trickle-down effect of that is you have no idea.
The thing I like about Ryan is that he gives back to the community.
We need to keep these kids involved. We need to get them out there. We need to educate them so they can take this on and teach their kids and grandkids, because this needs to continue. Fishing has completely saved my life.
5150 is power. The power to overcome. The power to persevere. The power to set your life on a course for success. When you're faced with the challenges life throws at you, you focus and do what is needed to go beyond what is required. So stand up, stand firm, believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. We are 5150.
Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some Mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store.
Welcome back, race fans, on ShortTrack TV as Stephen Blakeslee just eats some produce from the Central Valley of California. We call it the breadbasket of the nation, and Stephen Blakeslee is just enjoying one of those apples. I think that's a Central Valley apple. We'll call it a Central Valley apple. For the most part, it's probably from Washington, but we'll call it a Central Valley apple. It made its way to Central Valley anyway, so it's being eaten in Central Valley. We're getting ready for our Mini Cup Bandolero Challenge coming our way, race fans, real soon. So just getting ready. And then after this will be our Nut Up Pro Late Models presented by Mission Foods, Too Fast, Too Tasty. They will do 80 laps tonight. It'll be a 50-lap first segment and a 30-lap segment to round out the night. Let's hope we run this race nice and quickly and get these cars rolling. It's been a shootout back and forth between Sam Waterhouse and Kellen Chadwick. So wait and see how this turns out between these two young racers. They've been doing a sensational job all year, back and forth. The old race monitor up, ready for this race. Get ready for Stephen Blakeslee to join us back with his headset.
So when they come around at the stripe, we'll start giving you a rundown of the starting lineup, Andy, and looks like they're just about in the proper formation for that. All right, on the front row, we got the 3K of Madera's Joey Keneally, who got his first win not too long ago. And your points leader out of Bakersfield with 5 wins is Logan Chambers.
Yes, 5 wins seems to be the theory for our young racers. Let's see if you make it 6. Caden Cordova and Connor Carston down row number 2.
And in the Mini Cups, we got Kingsburg, California's Sam Wedehays, who leads the points with 4 wins, and Las Vegas is Kellen Keller. That's your starting lineup. Mini Cups, Bandoleros. The race within a race is off and running into turn number 1, Andy.
Yeah, interesting for Keller. He did not line up alongside Warehouse. He decided to actually single file up and has lost some positions. And how about this, Stephen Blakeslee? On lap number 1, the Mini Cup is up with the Bandoleros. And Sam Waterhouse is absolutely flying here, Stephen Blakeslee. This is a battle between the 48 of Connor Carston. Now Waterhouse is back from them, and
Wedehays taking a look.
And also that allows the 47 to catch up. That is Kellen Keller.
Here's our top two in the Bando points on the racetrack. The 3K Keneally, who is second in the standings. The 13 of Logan Chambers has had a great season, Andy. 5 wins. He'd like win number 6 here tonight.
Yes, he would love to get win number 6, but I tell you what, first he has to get past that informed driver, the 3 of Joey Keneally in that Wiley X car. Young Joey's been doing a good job out here in that 3K car.
Well, they've had some help from John Vargas, and that has allowed them to really dial in that car. Of course, Ryan Vargas's father, the driver who former state champion in the Bandos, now races in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So that's a good guy to have in your corner. Saw him working on the car today. But Logan is right there in car 13.
Incidentally, Ryan Vargas ran 21st today in Xfinity. And look at this, the Mini Cup gets around the outside of the Bandolero. You see the Bandolero gets a run into the turn because at the end of the straight, the Bandolero's got some pretty good pace. But in the turn, the Mini Cup comes back, and they touch coming out of turn number 4.
And Logan Chambers has jumped to the inside. So we have a battle for Mini Cups and a battle for Bandos. 2 races within themselves, 2 separate points. You know, this is the weekend of the 24-hour of Le Mans. So you've got the hypercars with the Bandos. You got the LMP2s with the Mini Cups. And the hypercars are having a great battle for the lead.
Yes, they are. Right now, they are just about nose to nose as they come out of turn. And the points leader slips up front of Keneally and takes the lead out of turn number 4. Meanwhile, the Mini
but
Cup,
Keneally got it back.
Yep.
Crossover from Chambers. Great racing in our Bandos.
Yes, this is great racing in the Bandos, and we have an equally good battle that we'll tell you about because we don't see it, or we'll see it off screen here in a minute.
Oh, and Logan Chambers, but this is for the lead, Andy.
Yeah,
this is for the race lead, and Logan Chambers leads lap number 9. This is a deja vu. We just saw this a lap ago. As Yogi Berra would say, deja vu all over again.
I kind of like those moves. We're seeing it back and forth, and right now.
And caution, it's Caden Cordova in turn 2. Logan Chambers led lap number 9 by the smallest of margins, by 0.076 seconds. He'll be your leader as we get the 37 of Cordova turned around on the back straightaway. Caution's flying here from Madera Racing on MAV TV.
Well, we had a good race going up front. That was back and forth. I was loving that. They were like slide jobs they were doing on each other. Yep, that was like a dirt slide job.
And we had a comment from Heather Scott. Is this the last race? Well, as you just mentioned a minute ago, we got our 80-lap Nut Up Pro Late Models for $2,000 to win right after this.
Yes, we do have. And look at this here. Oh, that's with the 37 of Cordova gets mixed up with the car of Wethays. Here we go. Look, you see right here, Wethays is on the outside, and Cordova just, Sam was coming down, and Cordova's going up. I'll call that a racing incident. I'll just call that an absolute racing incident.
And
but I tell you what, that was racing up front. That was a great racing.
So your Mini Cups, they pull out on the restarts here on Madera Racing on MAV TV. So Wethays and Keller will start with each other. The 4 Bandos will start together. We're 9 laps down, 11 to go. The Silver 13 of Bakersfield's Logan Chambers is the race leader. 3 Bakersfield drivers and a Madera driver bring him down.
Yes, they do. The Madera driver in second, and they start to trade a little bumpers here. They're doing a little bumper car action, and you see Keneally just nudging the back of Logan Chambers' car. Logan Chambers shooting for his 6th win.
Contact, bump and run.
Keneally's doing a good job. That was nice. That was just loosening him up a little bit, drive on by. And
that was some
Keneally
Bristol
doing
stuff
that.
there,
Yep.
right there. Is Logan Chambers tries the crossover once more, but give lap number 11 to the 3K. And this one's fixing to go down to the wire, and Connor Karsten in the 48 keeps running his best laps on the main. Just ran his best lap on lap 11. He's charging to the inside.
Yeah, Chambers got a little loose down there in 1 and 2, and that allowed Karsten to get up. And tell you what, Karsten's doing a good job, and Cordova right behind him. So this is a good battle for second. Chambers has been battling for the lead. Now he's battling for second. Meanwhile, Keneally drives away from this
And look, he just ran his best lap on lap number 12. and it's the best lap of the entire main event by anyone in the field. He's trying to drive away here in our Mini Cup Bandos with 7 to go.
Yeah, when you're on your own, it's easier to get into that rhythm and just keep going, although Chambers now is pulled away from Carsten. So Chambers now realizing the urgency of the situation, Stephen Blakeslee, that he needs to get going because laps are running out here at Madera, and the pace is fast tonight in this Mini Cup Bandolero Challenge.
Yeah, great racing going on here. 5 to go for Joey Keneally in command of the Bando portion of this race. Sam Wedehays leading the Mini Cup portion and starting to tuck in on the back of Caden Cordova once again.
Yeah, Wedehays has a huge lead in terms of Mini Cups over Kellen Keller tonight. And I tell you what, carving into the race lead right now, he's coming. Logan Chambers is coming. He ran a 7:02 up against the 8:41 at Keneally last time around. So a couple of tenths here, Stephen Blakeslee, a time, a tenth a time, a couple of tenths a time. We'll see how it is on this lap as they go over the line.
Almost identical lap times, both in the 17.7s.
And a 7.32. And Wedehays running a 18.085 up against the 18.884, so almost
Two laps to go for Keneally on Logan Chambers. Joey Keneally trying to get his second Bandolero win of the year, and he's 27 points behind in the standings. And after tonight, there will only be 2 rounds to go. I don't think he has enough time to get that job done, so you might as well go for the wins. White flag from Fearless Frank.
Yeah, the white flag is out from Fearless Frank. Keneally has a handy lead of about 2 car lengths. Chambers has done a great job to close it down, almost a tenth of a second last lap, but it's going to be enough for the driver that's won 5 races this year, Logan Chambers. He will get defeated tonight by Keneally, so Keneally picks up another win over Chambers, Connor Carsten, Caden Cordova. And for the Mini Cups, Sam Wedehays, a huge win tonight by almost the length of the straight over Kellen Keller. When we return, Stephen Blakeslee will be down in Victory Lane with a very happy Joey Keneally. So we're going to send Stephen Blakeslee down there, and he has a stand-up to do for the late model, so he'll stay down there. Keneally getting ready to climb out of the car already. Great job tonight by Keneally, and they are very happy down there, that team. So the informed driver gets beat tonight here at Madera, so congratulations to Keneally. Young Eli Wedehays down there, so congratulating all those drivers. His brother did a good job tonight to win the Mini Cup portion, and that very fast Ford-bodied Mini Cup. Just waiting now to get our cameras in position down here in this Mini Cup Bandolero Victory Lane. Great racing tonight, too, from our Bandolero Mini Cups. These young kids have done a great job out there. Some of these drivers certainly could move up to the junior late models. Keneally family very happy in that Wiley X entry, picking up the win. Certainly this car has been very, very fast since new crew members have started working with this car. Almost ready down there for Stephen Blakeslee. In Victory Lane at Madera Speedway for the Bandolero Mini Cups, and taking the win in the Bandoleros tonight, it is the driver of the 3K, Joey Keneally. Here's with Stephen Blakeslee.
Well, his second victory of the year in the Bandolero competition for Joey Keneally here at Madera Speedway. How good does it feel to hold off Logan Chambers and get your second win?
Feels really good. That restart kind of messed me up, but I was able to get behind him, give him a little bump and run, and was able to get out front and hold it there for the rest of the race. I can't thank my crew chief, John Vargas, enough. He's been working hard on this car. There's always something wrong, but we've managed to get it done. I need to thank Wiley X, Lion X, SD Plumbing, everybody just on my car, Lemurs Buick GMC, Kathy Marples, and Elkley Chiropractic.
The work on this car never stops. They're even working on it right now in Victory Lane for Joey Keneally.
Great job tonight by the Keneally family, and of course, Mr. Vargas working on that car, making it very, very fast. Certainly made the difference for this family, who recently moved from Oakley, California to Madera, California. So it's since they moved here, they picked up a whole bunch of friends down in the pit area. As we get ready for Mini Cup trophy presentation. And what a great drive by this guy tonight. Well, what a sensational drive tonight for the Mini Cup portion in that fast forward-bodied Mini Cup. Down there is Sam Wedderhays with Stephen Blakesley.
Well, both of our winners today in the Mini Cup Bandolero class are in cars with a number 3 on them. Sam Wedderhays, your 5th win of the year. What does it mean to have 5 wins this season?
I mean, it's really great. Just the learning process of the Mini Cup car from the quarter midgets.
And we saw you battling there with the 37 at Caden Cordova. Take us through what was going through your mind in that battle.
Man, Caden Cordova was fast there. It was hard to get around him. It took, 3 or 4 laps to get around him, and he just keep coming back.
Tell us who you want to thank.
I'd like to thank NH3 Plus, Adaptive Integration, Produce Jet, Dr. Michael, a local dentist around here, and just all my other sponsors, and Leap.
He's got a lot of people supporting him because he's winning a lot here at Madera Speedway. Sam Wedderhays gets the Mini Cup win.
Another young driver that is getting very comfortable behind the cameras here at Madera Speedway, and a sensational driver. This kid is going to be a future champion. Not only is he out there running the Mini Cup car, but he is running a ton of quarter midget stuff. They've been running dirt quarter midgets, pavement quarter midgets, so they've been doing a lot of quarter midget racing and giving this kid a whole bunch of laps. Remember, he hasn't been doing this for very long, so this is a champion we're seeing being groomed here at Madera Speedway. So congratulations to all of our drivers tonight. Stephen Blakesley is going to find himself down in victory lane with the driver that has won 5 races this year, the driver of the number 13. Second place tonight, Logan Chambers.
Second place in Bandolero competition for the points leader, Logan Chambers. Was there anything you could have done differently tonight?
If I had one more lap, I probably could have got him that. But it kind of sucks we only had 20 laps instead of 30 this race.
And how much fun has it been to have some renewed competition with this 3 car?
Oh my God, it's so fun. I jumped the whole rumble strip to cross him over. It's fun.
That was great racing. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Central Valley Excavation and Pipeline, Cali Strong, Colombo Construction, Ag Now, my mom and dad, and my grandparents.
Well, he's still the points leader. He runs second tonight, Logan Chambers of Bakersfield.
You see these kids growing every week here at Madera Speedway, behind the microphone, behind the steering wheel. It's very cool to follow the racing from these juniors in the Bandoleros and Mini Cups. Great job down there by Stephen Blakesley and everybody down there tonight in victory lane. Also, a shout out to Kellen Keller, who was second tonight in the Mini Cups, and the 48 car of Connor Carston picking up the 3rd place in the Bandoleros, and Caden Cordova 4th in the Bandoleros. We'll bring them back for round number 8 of our MAV TV production for our Mini Cup Bandoleros. In the meantime, we're getting ready for our Nutter Pro late models tonight. 80 laps. It'll be a 50-lap first segment, followed by a 30-lap shootout for the money tonight from Nut Up. Like to thank our sponsors, Nut Up. Also like to thank 5150 and our presenting sponsor, Mission Foods, along with 805 Beer. We'd love to have an 805 after the races. So the 5150 girls down there in Victory Lane, just walking around talking to her drivers. Pretty cool down there, the kids tonight. They're soaking up the atmosphere in Victory Lane. They've all done a great job of some great racing from our Mini Cup Bandos. And equally a great job being done out there by Brian Smith, our track announcer here at Madera Speedway. He is getting the fans revved up because they've got 80 laps of Nut Up Pro Late Model racing coming their way. What a great race that will be tonight. Not sure if we're going to a hold on one second, we'll be with you. You know about that, Kenny? Yep. Yeah, we're just for late models. Sorry about that, race fans. We're going to go down there and interview the driver of the 48. So Stephen Blakeslee is down there right now.
Third place for Connor Karsten in our Bandolero main event here tonight at Madera Speedway. We saw you guys picking up some pace at the end of the race. What did you guys find in this 48 car?
Oh, man, I was able to change the tires, so now you have slicks, made it a lot easier to grip to the track. Made a few little minor adjustments, and was able to get this car to third place.
And we got 2 races to go this season. How much are you looking forward to these races?
Oh, man, I'm really looking forward to it. Happy I'm now on par with the podium, and now I have a shot to be able to get a victory soon.
And tell us who you want to thank.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad for bringing me here. Thanks Madera for racing the Bandos here. And thanks everyone who works with Legends for getting these cars built and made to race.
We love these Bandolero cars. Third place today for Connor Karsten.
Yes, Tim. Okay, all right, okay. All right, bye. Well, Stephen Blakeslee is down there with Kellen Keller down there in Madera Speedway Victory Lane.
Well, our promoter, Kenny Shepard's a big fan of this driver. Kellen Keller of Las Vegas runs second in the Mini Cups. You know, you're a Vegas guy. You're supposed to do some stunts and some exciting stuff, right? Tell us about your race.
It was just all loose the whole race, a little tight on the last 5 laps, but I think we would have had him. I don't know what happened. I thought he turned the 37, but I guess not.
And tell us who you want to thank.
BB, Battleborn Racing, CSM Graphics, KKR, Keller Motorsports, Phil's Fabrication, 3K Motorsports, and the Holiday family.
About it for this guy. Second place in the Mini Cups for Kellen Keller out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, race fans, we just have a short break before we get to our main event tonight, so we'll just have a short break. We do have some stuff we have to do at the track tonight. We have a 50-50 raffle, which we're raising money for the Children's Hospital tonight. So we do have some tickets to draw out, and names will be that are drawn out will be paired with these drivers for our main event tonight for our Nut Up Pro late models. So we're going to just need a little time to do that here at the track, and in the meantime, we'll take a commercial break, be a little extended commercial break, and we will be back with you real soon here at Madera to run 80 laps of sensational racing on the fastest 1/3 mile in the West. This is Madera Speedway on YouTube, brought to you by Nut Up, 5150 and Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Who will be too fast and who will taste victory lane in the late models? We'll find out real soon. Stay with us, race fans, on YouTube. I'll interact with you in a few minutes online.
Where you are now may not be where you came from. Sometimes you're preparing for success, and sometimes you're preparing for failure. The choices you make today may spiral out of control or spin you in the right direction. Your past doesn't define you, but the choices you make today can change your life forever. The drive can motivate you or destroy you. But you have to find a way out. Discover a riveting real-life story of recovery that will inspire you. Believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. Read the true story of how Carlos Vieira nearly destroyed his life and lived to tell about it. And don't miss others telling their powerful stories on our podcast. Visit kddmediacompany.com.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. Nut Up Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight. Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store.
Where you are now may not be where you came from. Sometimes you're preparing for success, and sometimes you're preparing for failure. The choices you make today may spiral out of control or spin you in the right direction. Your past doesn't define you, but the choices you make today can change your life forever. The drive can motivate you or destroy you. But you have to find a way out. Discover a riveting real-life story of recovery that will inspire you. Believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. Read the true story of how Carlos Vieira nearly destroyed his life and lived to tell about it. And don't miss others telling their powerful stories on our podcast. Visit kddmediacompany.com.
Race fans, please support the brands that support our sport. NutUp Industries and NutUp.com is the primary sponsor of these free live streams for our fans to enjoy. Please go to NutUp.com and enter the code MAVTV20 for a 20% discount on all of their great, healthy almond snacks. Please visit NutUp.com and support the brands that support our sport by entering MAVTV20 for a 20% discount to say thank you for this free live stream tonight. Since 1977, Mission Foods has been creating fresh and authentic Mexican food products. Put some Mission in your kitchen, race fans. As we like to say here at the Madera Speedway, support the brands that support our sport. I'm Kenny Shepard here on Madera Racing on MAV TV, and we would like to welcome Mission Foods on board here on the Madera Racing program. Too fast, too tasty. Make sure Mission is the choice you make the next time you're at the store.
Welcome back, race fans, to Madera Speedway live stream on ShortTrack TV on YouTube. Remember, you can catch up with us on Facebook, Madera Racing, since it's Madera Speedway on Facebook. Madera Racing on the MAV TV, Madera Racing. You'll see us every Monday night. RaceMadera.com on the wide.
I think you've got somebody just stole this thing.
Yep.
Here, right here.
We've been
Echo.
hijacked in the booth here. Just waiting now, race fans. I've been hijacked in the booth. Stephen Blakesy stepped out. Kenny
gone.
Shepard has stepped in. Promoter and production guy down the end. Kenny, what a great night of racing.
Yeah, fun night of racing. Great Saturday night. Again, it's kickoff Children's Hospital. This year we decided to do a month because we couldn't raise much money for them last year during COVID. So what's going on the track right now, the little delay for our fans on ShortTrack TV are actually what's going on right now. We're doing drawings. So we're pairing. It's a 50-50 raffle. And half of the money will be won by a fan. The other half of the money goes to Children's Hospital. And what they're doing right now, I think they're about halfway through the field. They're drawing a number. So the first number drawn was Barrett Pohemus. It's on the pole. Second number that was drawn, raffle ticket. That fan is down taking pictures with Jaden Walbridge right now. Third number was Kyle Keller, Tyler Herzog, so on and so forth. So they're about halfway through the field pairing right now. And then the fan that wins, you've seen when we've done this before. It's really cool. Talk about feeling like a car owner watching the race. They win half the money. I think I heard it was $500, something like that. But what will happen is on MAV TV, whoever the winner is in Victory Lane, that fan will go down, and not only do they get their money, they'll hang out in Victory Lane. We're going to do a little interview on MAV TV with them. So it'll be fun.
Very cool.
We're going to do this each of the 3 races for the Children's Hospital fundraiser. So we'll have one tonight, the 21st. Next week, Olga's California Dream 100, Benny Stock Nationals. And then we come back. We take a couple of weeks off. We come back on September 18th, round number 8 of the NutUp Pro Late Models. We will do it again. And NutUp is a big partner right now on this fundraiser for Children's Hospital. It's 50-50, as you've been talking about all night.
Yeah, great to have NutUp promoting that as well and being a part of it. As we get ready now to see the line of drivers down here. It's pretty cool. Some good-looking cars down there tonight. We had some great stars, and we're putting some junior late model stars in tonight with our stepping up to the pro late models. And I guess that's because they all want to run those drivers that get approved to run with the pro late models. They're tuning up for the 10,000 to win, which is in 2 rounds after this will be the 10,000 to win short track shootout. So a lot of these juniors are going to do it. And we've seen in previous years the top 10 filled with junior stars when we go to the short track shootout.
Yeah, and what always happens here is towards the end of each season, this sixth season of our 5150 junior late models, towards the end of each season, you will see young drivers that start to make that migration. They've earned the right to race. We saw it with Haley Deegan early on, Jesse Love. By the end of the season, it took Jesse at the end of his second season, but they're able to race. They gain approval to race with the pros. And that's what you have. Actually, we had 2 more juniors that were approved tonight, but they tore their juniors up in the second half of that 5150 junior late model series. Perfect first half. A little bit of chaotic second half for a little bit of them. But Jacob Smith, for example, who he was the point leader coming in, and the 5150 juniors tonight, he was approved, but I think they suffered a little too much damage to get that car into the race tonight. So we're about, let's see, where are we at? I'm looking, I'm seeing if they're back to Colby Potts yet. Matt Erickson doesn't have a partner. Okay, so we just had the 21 car of Brody Armtrout, the winner of the 5150 Junior Series, is trying his hand here against the pros tonight. He has a young lady they just paired with him. They're trying to find Matt Erickson a partner right now. And
which
again,
I think they may have just done.
Yeah, I think they did.
There's down here now with a ticket, so she got a couple of kids with us. So
she doesn't look real excited though. Yeah, maybe she already burned the excitement up, or maybe she's a Jason Aguirre fan and got paired with Matt Erickson. Huh?
Yeah, maybe.
I thought about doing this another way. What we could have done, maybe we'll do this next week. Fans, let us know on the messages on the message board there if you think this is a cool idea. I thought about the first fan gets to pick their driver, the first draw. Yep. And they come down, they just pick. They get pick of the litter. So if you want whoever, your favorite driver, whatever, second fan gets to pick instead of starting pole, second, third.
That'd be cool.
So I think next week we'll switch it that way. But
yep, you get to pick your driver.
Yep. Okay, so Colby Potts just got paired up with, let's see. Gentlemen, he just paired up. They're taking a picture right now. So that's pretty cool. And right now they're pairing Glenn Cook. Then we'll have.
I think Glenn must be inside the car tonight.
Yeah, he's over there leaning on the wall.
Oh, he's leaning
on
the wall.
Yep, he's leaning on the wall.
I know.
Drinking a cup of coffee, hanging out with CK over there talking.
Yeah, I know what's going on over there. Drinking a coffee, exactly.
Coffee, yeah.
That'll be Glenn.
Nope, I just wanted to hop on here and say hello to everybody and take a minute. I know this little bit of downtime, obviously this will be edited out for MAV TV, but it's very important to us. We've raised money for Children's Hospital every single year since 2007, since I've been here. All the proceeds from the banquet go to Children's Hospital. Every single nickel in that penalty box has gone to Children's Hospital. So even when the drivers misbehave or do something silly, our officials in this case, they're doing that foot race. You heard of that, right?
Yes,
we got a foot race. So they made a bad call a couple of races ago, and so they're 4 race control officials in the penalty box. So they'll do a foot race on the 18th. They've asked for more training, so they want to. I don't know if it's beer drinking training or sit-ups or what.
Is that Lucy having to race Michael?
No,
it's
out of it. Michael's a spotters official.
Yep.
Anthony's race director.
Yep.
Frank is the flagman, as you guys know, and then CK, it's track steward. That's the 4 that have to do the foot race. I think it's going to be a high-speed walk, or by the time they hit turn 3, I'll bet you it's a pretty low-speed walk. They're actually lobbying for, they want a beer stand on the back straightaway.
You know who's going to be the flagman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Zach.
No, I already heard. There's a surprise flagman that will be announced next week.
Okay,
and I can't say it because the youngster doesn't know yet.
Okay.
So I'll give you a hint. All of the officials for this foot race will be kids that experienced Valley Children's Hospital.
Okay.
That we're doing, and on the 18th, it's going to be really, it'll be something special. And fans will watch our Facebook page and racemadera.com. We're going to take pledges on who wins and raise some money with this foot race. We'll try to do. So cool. I think we're all the way back. We've got him paired with Glenn, pairing up back by Jay Julison, it looks like right now.
Yep.
So we're only a couple to go. So I better get back over here on the triggers and switches and ready to go. I thought I'd just come over and say hi. Yeah.
This side, you normally come over at the end of the night and say hi, and maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll probably do it again. But it's great to have you here.
Yeah.
Sorry about what's going on with your wife.
Yep,
right?
we got a fight on our hands for the next.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Andy jumped in here last minute, right? I mean, running up the stairs. His wife had major emergency surgery last night. It is a rough road right now. So Stephen Blakesley, is, I think you talked about a little bit earlier, lost his father last Sunday. So it's a little bit of a heavy-hearted booth up here right now. I'll tell you, I lost my Uncle Larry last Saturday night. Yeah. My dad's brother, he was the one that he and another uncle that made me fall in love with this kind of racing. So my Uncle Larry is pretty much he and my Uncle Richard are the reason I do what I do in circle track racing. My dad was an old drag racer.
Yep.
And I lost my dad a few years ago, but just lost Uncle Larry last Saturday night, so I'm a little heavy in the heart myself right now. So
I know how much he meant to you as
Yep.
well. So
Yep.
yeah, if we sound a little down tonight, I'm sorry to race fans out there, but yeah, we had a little fight on our hands over our side of the house. It's how come we're not unsure of. Former buddy Stephen Blakesley,
that's just
I've
heartbreaking.
Yep.
His father. I mean, I walk right past the seat right here. It's empty
Yep.
right now.
Yep. Bob's
Same place.
always
He
there.
always
Yep.
sat right there. Same thing at Roseville. He sat in the family family section. Was kind of the chief up there, running a good family operation in that area, and just so heartbreaking. But like I've asked, several people had asked me about my dad and different things. And it's like they're with you every day.
Yep.
You carry them in your heart. Every move you make, everything you do, it's they're a piece of us. So now it's to keep moving forward.
I first met Bob in the mid 2000s when Stephen and I paired up and teamed up doing announcing, and my wife actually married Stephen and his wife.
Yep.
She's a reverend, so she actually did the ceremony for the wedding. So
Yep.
we're thinking of Bob every time I walk up the stairs tonight. Hasn't been here the last few races. But every
Yeah,
time
it
you
is.
walk up, and the other thing too is every time I walk up the stairs, a couple of rows behind Bob Blakesley is Chris Kraft.
Yeah.
And Chris is a super fan, and Chris is in Doctors Hospital in Modesto, and
Right.
he has a whale of a fight on his hands. He's been fighting cancer for some time, and we talk all the time, and I'm just sending out the prayers and good thoughts to Chris and his family that Chris is going to be able to beat this hopefully and get him back to the racetrack.
Well, and another one, let me interrupt you real quick because I've got to jump back over. We just paired up the last fans. Time to get rolling here. But another one, Ken Coventry's watching here. Ken's, got a few medical issues himself and hasn't been able to be out here at the Speedway for 4 or 5 weeks.
Normally
we really miss
Reed's
him.
in vacation since Reverend Ron passed away.
We really miss Ken as well. So, and Ken is the kind of godfather of prayer right now with a big prayer group. And so
Ken's been at this track since it started 50 years
Yep.
ago. He ran the track for a period of time as the promoter, so
Yep.
well-liked guy here at Madera. And we're thinking of you, Ken, along with everybody else, Chris. And
now let's
the
try and
Blakesley
put on a heck of
family.
a race for
Yep.
everyone to enjoy. And it's time for me to jump on the switches, controls, and drive this TV show and let Race Control do what they do next door.
Yep. So Kenny Shepard coming over and talking to us. So the plan going forward is I hope to be here at the racetrack, obviously for the rest of the year. Things are pretty fluid right now with the way things are. So it may turn out that I'm only here for the MAV shows. We don't know yet. So as things progress, we'll let you guys know what the plan is going forward. Thank you, everybody that does know so far. We've kept it pretty quiet at the moment, but yeah, we got some fights going on in our family right now to get my wife over the line. Back to the racing. This should be a good race tonight. We got some good quality cars out there tonight and getting ready to roll. And I think Stephen Blakesley is getting ready down there to jump out to the pole-sitting car, and he will give us his stand-up for MAV TV. So once again, welcome along to Madera Racing, and of course the ShortTrack TV on the YouTube, as we present the great racing from the fastest 1/3 mile in the West. This is the Madera Speedway. We thank you for joining us. I think Stevens. Yep, we're getting the drivers in the cars right now, so we're getting ready to go. I'm just waiting on Kenny Shepard to give me the okay to throw down to Stephen Blakesley. Hey, Calvin Hedgie. Hey, we're good to see you back. Good to see you back here at the racetrack as soon as you get back. Okay, that's that time of the night. We're going to throw down to Stephen Blakesley for our YouTube fans with his stand-up for the Nut Up 80-lap main event.
Welcome to round number 7 of the Nut Up Pro Late Models from Madera Speedway, the fastest 1/3 mile in the West. We have had a remarkable season in our Pro Late Models. 6 different winners in 2021, 6 for 6. Might we go 7 for 7 tonight? Well, there's a driver that has that on his mind. That's the number 12 car. We call him the Wild Child out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Kyle Keller, fast time in qualifying. He's going to start on the second row after the redraw, and he has as good a chance of anyone to get his first televised Pro Late Model win. The hottest driver in this series is arguably the 07, Jaden Walbridge, in that bright blue Rowdy Manufacturing chassis. The driver from Vancouver, Washington, dominated round number 6, and he'd like to break the new winner streak and go 2 in a row here tonight. We have 80 laps of racing, a 50-lap opening segment, and a 30-lap run to the finish, and it's all coming up next only on MAV TV.
Thank you very much, Stephen Blakeslee, getting ready for the start, and Barrett Paul Hemus will lead him to the green. The young Texan, one of our junior stars, and of course, Jaden Walbridge, also a junior racer, so a ton of them in this field tonight. So it's good to have a bunch of our junior stars out there in this Nut Up Pro Late Model main event. Unfortunately for Jacob Smith, he is going to be scratching from this event due to the damage in the junior late model event. Just getting all of our fans back behind the safety fence. We'll clear the grid down here. Drivers are just getting their last-minute adjustments inside the vehicles. Big question, who will win this event tonight for our Nut Up Pro Late Models, presented by Mission Foods. Stephen Blakeslee making his way back. We're going to have a bunch of in-car cameras tonight. We got 8 in-car cameras in this race tonight. So, yeah, we might have lost. Actually. We might have 6 in-car cameras now. Yeah, we need to get the likes up, Roseanne. See if you can. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing that stuff tonight at the top of my page. I normally can. I unfortunately had to rush out the door today pretty quickly and to get here just ready to jump in the booth to call the junior late models. And normally I have my tablet here, and for some reason my cell phone is struggling tonight for pace here. So. Hey, I'd like to give a shout-out to tonight, Patty Newcomb. Patty Newcomb sang the national anthem here at the racetrack tonight, so really thank Patty for that. See Austin Edwards online. Tyler Grange, Lord Leto. Yeah, Sharon Strickland, let's go Rhodey. So, Rhodey, not sure if he's out in this particular race. We'll see. Grandpa Rails. Yes, it's been great racing so far tonight. Really, really good. The juniors were good. The Mini Cup Bandos was really, really good. Hey, once again, those super chats, if you can, all the money goes to the Children's Hospital. Let me tell you, we raised a lot of money for the Children's Hospital at the banquet. Any fines the drivers get through the year, and they do get infraction fines here at Madera Speedway, all those fines don't stay with the racetrack. All that money goes to the Children's Hospital. So anytime we collect any money from the teams, when they're handed out penalties, that all goes to the Children's Hospital. That's something we've done here at Madera Speedway for a long, long time. So, yeah, that's where all the money goes to that we raise. So if you can, normally we raise that money for the new equipment. Tonight, Kenny donates all of that money to the Children's Hospital. And look at this, August 21st through to September 18th, Madera Speedway and Nut Up are teaming up to raise funds for the Valley Children's Hospital. The Madera Speedway will be donating $5 of every ticket to the Valley Children's Hospital. So make sure you make your way down here if you can to the racetrack. So I want to thank you for that, for coming out. And, of course, $5 from every ticket. I think it's $15 to get through the gate right now. So that's really cool. And if you email or mail in a copy of your store receipt to Nut Up Industries showing your purchase of Nut Up products totaling $5 or more, Nut Up will donate 20% of the purchase price. So thank you. Yeah, make sure if you buy the Nut Up products, wherever you buy it at, They're available at all the Save Mart Group stores all over the place. They're available at local convenience stores and so forth. Nut Up, a great product. I love the sea salt caramel. Kenny Shepard and Stephen Blakeslee there, they love that sweet heat. Matt and of course our cameraman down there, Zach. I think Zach's into the barbecue, and I think Jason Galvin, he's into some sort of Parmesan cheese one, some Italian-looking one. Hey, remember, if you go to 5150 and you type in the code MAVTV20, all capitals, you get 20% off all that great 5150 apparel. So anything they have there, Mission Foods, yes, up the top there, those awesome street tacos. Yeah, street tacos with a little chunky salsa, some nice meat on there, little cilantro on the top. Great way to have your street tacos for Taco Tuesday. Mission Foods, too fast, too tasty, as we like to say. Now, who will be too fast to take the event? Who will taste Victory Lane? Once again, Nut Up into MAVTV 20, and same thing if you order online any Nut Up products, MAVTV 20, and you will get 20% off your purchase.
So I'm going to give you a note, but I'll say it audibly over the air. For our lineup for MAV TV, we will introduce Jacob Smith and Brody Moore because the lineup is kind of complicated to pull them out. So we are going to leave them in our intro.
Yep.
But you'll note, of course, they won't take the start, so they will not have onboard cameras on the 11 and the 78. So tough break for the two of them. Spent a good bit of time talking to Jacob Smith down there, and also spent a good bit of time talking to Jaden Walbridge about what his mentality was from taking those couple of months off from Madera Speedway. And he was telling me, man, taking those few months off really reminded me what being a part of Madera Speedway meant to me and getting back in this race car. So we'll see how he goes tonight.
Yes, we will. Jaden Walbridge, super fast in that Rowdy chassis. That's right. It's one of those Rowdy chassis.
Which is actually no longer a business. They're back to being called Hamke. But we like to call it a Rowdy because it was built during the Rowdy era. Waiting on the call for 3 to go, and we'll take that call and go live for MAV TV here, race fans. You're going to hear us talk about MAV TV a lot during this broadcast. Haven't really seen an indication one way or the other from them track side on that, Andy.
No, we're just waiting for that.
Phil getting set for this one. 80 laps of racing. Might we go 7 for 7 on new winners? Might we go 7 for 7 on new winners, Andy? I think the 12 of Kyle Keller is quite eager to do that. And yeah, the moon is when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
Full moon, not good.
Yeah, that's the moon might be hitting your eye. This is 5 to go, sir. When the moon hits your eye, and hopefully when you don't get hit by that other guy in a race car.
Yep, that moon just down there south of us here at Madera Speedway. You see in the background the lights over there on the back section of 99. You can see the big freeway back there that runs south, north, north, south, whichever way particular way you're driving through the state of California.
And now we got 4 laps to go. Next time around, we'll bring him back for MAV TV. Don't forget, Andy, I want to remind you this. I know we're live, but don't forget to introduce yourself.
Yes.
A lot of times you just, hey, we're here, let's go racing. They want to know who you are, Andy. All right, so we're getting ready to go.
Going to bring him back this time for MAV TV. Just doing all our checks here as we get ready to go. Once again, welcome along to everybody on YouTube. You'll hear us reference at the line to MAV TV. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. This is round number 7 of the Nut Up Pro Late Models. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Stephen Blakeslee, who will be too fast tonight?
Well, we're going to find out as we take a look at this lineup. Outback Andy on the front row. It's the 79 of Barrett Polhemus, the 07 of Jaden Walbridge.
Yes, row number 2, Jacob Smith and Kyle Keller.
Row 3, Tyler Herzog and Howard Holden.
Row number 4, Jason Aguirre and Brody Armtrout.
Row number 5, Matt Erickson and Colby Potts.
Row number 6, Brody Moore and Glenn Cook.
Row 7, the debut for Evan Garvey from San Juan Capistrano and Jay Julesen.
Row number 8, Rick Thompson, a former winner in Madera TV, and the K1 of Alan Krause.
Yeah, the Oregon driver. And Petey Soto will round out your field. We've got a couple onboard cameras. The 12 of Jay Julesen.
We have the 42 of the most winningest driver in the history of late models at Madera Speedway, Matt Erickson.
29, Brody Armtrout.
The racing Jason Aguirre.
The 41, Howard Holden.
And the 07, that rowdy chassis of Jaden Walbridge.
Well, they're setting a furious pace. That Mustang pace car is already off. We got a Texan. We got a driver from Washington. We got Las Vegas' Kyle Keller. They come from far and wide to taste the trophy here for Nut Up, powered by Mission Foods. Sideways Racing, but they keep it together. We are green.
Throw in a bunch of Californians as well into this mix, and one of them up on the high line. He's in that Herzog Roofing Crown Homes. That's Tyler Herzog, the number 1. And what a great season he's having so far as that rowdy chassis off the hill. And look at that, Steve Lacey. I often talk about that, how you get that line off the hill. You get a big push down the straight. He told me he's coming on the high line tonight. And look out, race fans. Racing Jason Aguirre was scheduled to start out as 7th, and he is up to 3rd place as we thunder down the backstretch.
Jaden Walbridge off to a good start. He's our most recent winner in the series. 6 winners in 6 races. Jaden Walbridge leads lap number 3, 1 mile in the books. Tyler Herzog, Jason Aguirre, Matt Erickson, your fast timer Kyle Keller leading a freight train on the outside. Around the 79 of Texan Barrett Pole, he missed his Pro Late model debut. Sees him shuffled back to 6th here on lap number 4.
Yes, he does get shuffled back. Here's a good shot of Matt Erickson leading Kyle Keller. What a season Kyle Keller is having. He's leading the non-televised points. He's trying to run for the televised series, the non-televised, and we have an overall championship. So he's trying to run for those 3 championships. And the guy that he's battling in these championships, this is the Waterford Irrigation, Corbin Cash, and he's got to put that Corbin Cash in the tank tonight to give him a little advantage. That is racing Jason Aguirre. Told me he was going to go the high line. Well, he's run the low line on Tyler Herzog.
Yeah, Tyler Herzog is one of those 6 winners this year, along with Matt Erickson, Austin Herzog, Eric Nascimento, and Carlos Vieira. Jaden Walbridge and the 1 of Tyler Herzog, your top 2. And as we've noted numerous times over the years, out back, the 45 of Aguirre has still never won a MAV TV televised stock car race, but he's got that Corbin Cash vodka. He's singing a tune on the bottom there, trying to make his way up to 2nd.
Yeah, and I tell you what, his sponsor's sitting at home, Mark Tronoski from MTFX Graphics. He's going, oh, that's what we came for. You often hear him in the stands as racing Jason Aguirre now puts a move on the number 1. Move racing Jason Aguirre to 2nd.
Yeah, that's good stuff here. It looks like we've got a really nice 2-groove racetrack to start off this main event, and that's allowing for a lot of clean and green racing. We've seen some other drivers as Erickson behind him is taking a look on the bottom. He goes back to the top as we're 10 down. We got 40 to go to the Mission Racing Style Tortilla Chips halfway break. Jaden Walbridge is sitting pretty at the front at the moment.
Yeah, Walbridge up front, but he's got a freight train behind him. It's Tyler Herzog racing Jason Aguirre. Then you go back to Kyle Keller, Matt Erickson. Wow, there's some experience in there between Matt Erickson and racing Jason Aguirre. Then you throw in some young kids like Herzog, Keller, and then right behind them is Barrett Paul Hemus as well.
Well, you know as well as anyone, Andy, that the 12 of Keller, the 45 of Aguirre, let's say they've raced together a lot this year on the non-televised races. They're in a dead heat for both the non-televised races and the overall. They're both battling within the top 5 of the pro points. And this is a nice little battle here for spot number 3.
The 12 came thundering underneath racing Jason Aguirre. And wow, we've here we go. Aguirre now has got a fight on his hands here. It was Kyle Keller, this young Las Vegas, Nevada driver, has kind of moved temporarily out here to Madera. He's staying out here in Madera at the moment and doing a lot of racing here. It's really shown that we often see drivers that go and run the local series races and they come back, and it really steps up their game for the MAV TV races.
We saw Aguirre try the bottom on Tyler Herzog. Didn't work. He went backwards. We see Keller try the bottom on Aguirre. Seems like he might be slipping backwards from the bottom, and that's going to bring in that blue 42. He's got a pick of the litter right now. He can go high or low. He's got a front row seat as he's making a look behind the 12 and the 45.
Now, this is a dogfight as Matt Erickson now. He's like a pit bull all over the back of these dogs that are out there fighting, because I tell you what, it is on. I never count Matt Erickson out of a race. I tell you what, Matt's up there pretty early. We often see Matt come on in the last part of the race. The most winningest driver in the history of late models at Madera Speedway. That includes the TV races and the local races. And he's been doing this for a long time. Has his father, Rick Erickson, who's been his crew chief his whole career. Virtually Matt has only a few times ever had another crew chief, but Rick Erickson, and they just work so well together. And you see Matt now. Matt just sizing up what's going on for a little later in this race, I think.
At lap 19, which we just completed, that's the 150th lap led on the year for Jaden Walbridge. And, man, he came in with the points lead, although he only has one win. When you lead that many laps through 7 rounds, he is certainly putting together the type of season that deserves to be a championship-winning season. But just about everybody in the top 5 in the standings is right there on the top 5 of the racetrack. So, you know, he came in tonight, Jaden Walbridge, with a 9-point lead over Matt Erickson. Erickson running 4th. Really hard to gain a lot of points when they're all running so closely together. Lap 22 in the books.
Yes, lap 22 in the books. And I tell you what, right behind this big battle we got it going on for the top 5, Stephen Blakesley, is Barrett Polhemus,
yes,
the 5150 junior racer. And I tell you what, he's going to school tonight. This is class session tonight, because he's got some serious racing going on. It's backwards, forwards, drivers going to the high line, drivers going to the low line. Stuff he generally does not see in the junior late models. And we've got a car that's pulled to the infield.
Yeah,
that Pete Soto just went off track, unfortunately, for the Bayer driver. But this is going to be good for Barrett Polhemus. When he comes back, he's going to be a better driver in the junior series for what he's seeing. And if he gets in this mix.
Oh, he just hit the wall.
Yeah, he
did Polhemus. You've had a bit of an announcer jinx tonight, Andy. And I got to tell you, Barrett was not the only junior driver that was slated to run double duty. One of them was the 11 of Jacob Smith. I talked to him before this race started. He said, you take a restrictor out of these junior cars and go run as a pro, the car immediately responds, loads better on the top. And that's something Polhemus has not run on the top a lot in his junior career, but he's got the horsepower in the pro side. We got a battle for third.
Yeah, we do have a battle for third now. These are two drivers that are arch enemy racers. You know, they've been doing this for a long, long time together here at Madera Speedway, and that is racing Jason Aguirre and Matt Erickson. And Matt's on the charge here. I think Matt has this pretty much under control. Maybe not for the win, but Matt's just, Matt would just be comfortable in the top 4 for the 30-lap restart, that final 30-lap segment. But Aguirre's running the high line. We often used to talk about Matt was really a high line racer, but in recent years, Matt's coming.
Oh, they made contact.
Yes,
got a 4 Andy here.
Matt had to scramble up in front of the 12 of Keller. That was a good drive by Keller to let enough room for Matt to jump up there.
Yeah, Keller has turned into a pretty good points racer. And at one point, I may have accidentally called this a battle for second. It is for third. It's Walbridge, Tyler Herzog, Jason Aguirre, Matt Erickson, Kyle Keller, Barrett Polhemus. That's your fast 6. 30 laps in the books. That means we're only 20 laps to the break. Howard Holden has had a solid performance in 7th as well. But these 4 have been tucked up among each other throughout this main event, and really a pretty exciting battle considering it's for third.
Yeah, Matt just nudging the rear quarter panel of the 45, trying to unsettle racing Jason Aguirre. Look at this. I tell you what, these are guys that battle each other in non-TV races a lot. Matt Erickson, Kyle Keller, racing Jason Aguirre.
Entertaining stuff as we see lap traffic for the 16-year-old Jaden Walbridge. And, you know, that's where you really test the mettle of this driver. It's one thing, they've got a really hooked up car. As Rick Erickson, and we've seen this before for him, the car just Rick Thompson, a sudden spin. He was just coming out of 2, rolling past the safety lights, and whoop, around it went like he ran over a banana peel or something. So we'll get the 77 of Rick Thompson turn back around. 33 laps in the books in round number 7 of the Nut Up Pro Late Models. More racing after this. That was just so sudden. He just was rolling out of 2, saw it, off camera, but I saw it. He just I don't know what happened there. Just all of a sudden kicked it sideways.
Seen that a few times for Rick Thompson this year.
Especially on that end of the track this year.
The Thompson trailers, and actually he in fact is taking this to the infield. So this could be something more serious here for the 77. He'll go to the attention of his crew, a former winner here on MAV TV, and in fact really should be maybe at least a 2-time winner, if not a 3-time winner. He let Buddy Shepard get a win on him on the last turn coming to the checker. Buddy Shepard a few years ago, and around in season 1 actually in 2015. So scooted by Rick Thompson on the final turn, and they were the days when we used to have the 30-minute shows on MAV TV season number 1. We didn't have the junior series. That came on year number 2 on MAV TV, where we went out to hour shows. And there's another race that Rick was really in contention as well. So definitely 2, possibly 3 wins he should have on MAV TV. It's been a difficult last couple of years for Rick Thompson, but I'm sure they're starting to get the program.
Well, I talked to Rick before the race, and he said that they've just been trying to find the very fine line on the bump stop setup. And they said this car, it's so finicky that if you just get it slightly off, you're way off the mark. We got a junior late model graduate leading the way. And we've had so much success from our junior late model drivers. And I ought to tip a hat to Jesse Love winning the ARCA Menard Series West race at Irwindale. Just really put himself in a great position to win his 2nd consecutive series title.
Joey East 4th, huh?
Yeah, Joey East doing a great job running in 4th as well.
And
so
Eric
great performance there.
Eric Nascimento, Bubba Nascimento back in 9th. So Madera were well and truly represented tonight at Irwindale Speedway.
Yeah, and Bubba Nascimento was in that field as well, and he'll finish in 9th, like you said.
A good run for Takuma Koga, too, the Japanese driver.
Yeah, he's been improving.
Yep, he's been improving all the time. We've seen Takuma here before at Madera, racing some different things, including those Southwest Tour trucks.
So that'd be the 5th career win for Jesse Love in the West Series in 2 years of competition.
Trying to hold his championship from last year.
Yep, and 8 wins in the Junior Series here at Madera.
Yep,
so he's had a pretty sterling career.
You give a shout out to Joey East too. Joey, his first year of running West Series too, and doing a good job aboard the 54 Nate Cloud Motorsports entry.
All right, getting ready to go. You'll bring him back for MAV TV here.
Welcome back to Madera Racing, round number 7 of the Nut Up Pro Late Model Championship, brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. Right now, the 07 has been a little too fast for the rest of the pack. He jumped out to a lead. That allows Tyler Herzog to draw up alongside. We're going to go green flag racing. The 2 veterans on row number 2 are Geary and Erickson.
Wow, Tyler Herzog almost got the jump on that. Had to roll out of it, and that gives an opening to Matt Erickson in the 42. Erickson, the driver's 2nd on points, top 2 in the points, top 2 on the racetrack, rolling the top here at Madera.
Well, we talked about Barrett Paul Hemus, and one car of the wall hard, I think that was Jolson. We talked about Barrett Paul Hemus getting some lessons here tonight, learning the craft of late model racing, and I tell you what, he must have been learning because he's made his way up to 4th on the racetrack under pressure from a bunch of cars.
Well, the 12 of Colby Potts has suddenly entered the frame. Potts started this race 10th. He's having to represent Nascimento Motorsports as Eric Nascimento off running West Series cars, and he's bringing with him the 98 of Glenn Cook. How great is that? 12th running Cook, 10th starting Potts, and they're rolling the top.
Yeah, it's been a tough season for the 98 of Glenn Cook, the veteran. We know how emotional he gets when he gets to victory lane. It's good to see Glenn having a good run tonight. Something's gone wrong with the gearing because they is backtracking.
It seems like the bottom is just not that good on short runs. It seems like the bottom gets a little better on long runs. But racing, Jason Aguirre is going to be all out of sorts. He'll find himself in 8th place. Remember, earlier he was battling side by side for 2nd at the start of this race. He's back in 8th now, right in front of 9th running Howard Holden, 10th for Brody Armtrout.
Yeah, so Kyle Keller is back to 7th on the racetrack. So Kyle and Racing Destiny Geary, 2 drivers that have backtracked, and a ton of drivers have leapfrogged them. Brody Armtrout on screen here. Brody Armtrout, the standout winner in the junior late models, having a pretty good run here with those 241 cars. That's the Ho-Ho Howard Holden race team.
And the other one is Evan Garvey in his debut, driver of San Juan Capistrano, 3rd in the Irwindale Legends points. And he's battling with our junior late model contender for the championships. That's a pretty good debut for Evan Garvey, battling for 10th tonight.
And he's following right on the rear bumper bar of Howard Holden. So that's good for Garvey because he's getting – Howard Holden is a very experienced and great race car driver. So right now Howard Holden's gone upstairs and looking to get around the outside of that 29 car.
That slow car on the track, limping around the track, is the 5 of Petey Soto. He had pitted earlier. As we got a pretty dang good battle going on for 6th as well. You'll see it on the speed shot here as Keller has reloaded the barrels and gone to the inside of Glenn Cook, and Keller's up to 6th now.
Yeah, Keller moved up to 6th. How about this? The 98 of Glenn Cook is not done. Cook, the veteran driver. We used to call him the master of disaster. We don't call him that now. We call him the Mariposa missile and the 98 that Cook Roofing entry, and he's doing a good job tonight aboard that car. It's good to see Glenn Cook back in contention.
5 to go to the break. 5 to go to the lap 50 mission. Racing Style Tortilla Chips break for Jaden Walbridge, who has led all the laps in this Nut Up Pro Late Model race, boosting himself to 175 plus laps led on the year. Matt Erickson looming large, and kind of deja vu to the last go around. These blue cars ruling the roost here. This time it'll be 3 to go, 1 more mile of racing, and wow, Aguirre just got passed by Brody Armtrout. Aguirre back to 9th now, Andy.
Yeah, Aguirre, things have gone the wrong way for Racing Jason Aguirre and that team. He's going to have to get up on the wheel in the second half. Whatever is wrong, they need to fix that at the break. And here we go. Armtrout trying to go the inside.
For 7th here.
To 7th. Keller's moved in front of Armtrout. He's trying to track down, looks like Colby Potts is one of the drivers that's in front of him.
Yeah, that'll be your battle for the 5th and final car that we'll interview at the break, as we are 1 lap to the break. Lap 49 in the books. Your race leader, Jaden Walbridge, trying to bring it home on Matt Erickson.
Yes, he is. And, of course, Keller trying to pick up the valuable points. The top 5 get paid points. Here we go. The 07 of Walbridge takes the win and the first segment of this race from Matt Erickson, Tyler Herzog, Barrett Paul-Hemus. How about that drive from Barrett Paul-Hemus? Great drive. Colby Potts, Kyle Keller, Brody Armtrout, Glenn Cook, Racing Jason Aguirre, Howard Holden, Evan Garvey, Jay Jolson, Rick Thompson, Pete Soto are the cars that are still on track. We'll take a break, and when we return, Stephen Blakeslee will be down in the pit area with our top 5 competitors tonight. Stay with us, race fans, while you have a break. Eat those Mission products from Mission Foods.
Is that your stomach growling, or the sound of thousands of horsepower circling the track? Fuel up for race day with Mission Foods. Supercharge your taste buds with fast and easy-to-create recipes that are winner's circle delicious. Try some of our mouth-watering tacos to piled high nachos, fresh chips with guac, and more. Start those engines, because Mission has you covered from the green flag to the checkered flag. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
5150 is power. The power to overcome. The power to persevere. The power to set your life on a course for success. When you're faced with the challenges life throws at you, you focus and do what is needed to go beyond what is required. So stand up, stand firm, believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. We are 5150.
Where you are now may not be where you came from. Sometimes you're preparing for success, and sometimes you're preparing for failure. The choices you make today may spiral out of control or spin you in the right direction. Your past doesn't define you, but the choices you make today can change your life forever. The drive can motivate you or destroy you. But you have to find a way out. Discover a riveting real-life story of recovery that will inspire you. Believe, make it happen, and live through the madness, knocking doors down along the way. Read the true story of how Carlos Vieira nearly destroyed his life and lived to tell about it. And don't miss others telling their powerful stories on our podcast. Visit kddmediacompany.com.
Race fans?
Is that your stomach growling or the sound of thousands of horsepower circling the...
Welcome back to Madera Racing and the YouTube down here, ShortTrack TV. And I tell you what a great first half of this race from our late model drivers tonight. Mixture of junior late model drivers, mixture of veterans. See racing Jason Aguirre there. Obviously the problem they're going to have to work on that because that car went backwards, unfortunately. I apologize for everybody out there. I have lost the chats on YouTube. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAVTV. Round number 7 in another Pro Late Models. We are 50 laps down, 30 laps remaining. And Stephen Blakesley has found his way down to our race leader, Jaden Walbridge.
Well, we're standing by here with the 07 Jaden Walbridge, your race leader, and a dominating first half. You kept the lead on the outside. Do you plan to stay upstairs on this following restart?
Yeah, Matt seemed pretty good on the high side behind me. I'm not, usually he's a little better on the high side than he is on the bottom. So I think we're going to pick the top for this restart and, see how things play out. It feels similar to the last race, so we're just going to make the same changes.
Not a whole lot they need to do on this car. In the lead for the 07, Jaden Walbridge.
Well, the smile tells it all. Looking pretty happy with that 07, that rowdy chassis driver that's been the informed driver in our Nut Up Pro Late Models. And good to see the driver in second place tonight having a good run, the veteran racer. And Stephen Blakesley is making his way down there now, getting ready to talk to Matt Erickson. Well, Jaden Walbridge looking pretty happy, and right behind him, the driver, the 42. I think this driver will be pretty happy tonight. That is Matt Erickson, and he is with Stephen Blakesley.
Well, we're down here with Matt Erickson, second place. Couple of blue cars at the front of the field. We saw you working on the car, saw you looking at numbers. What are you looking for in this 42?
I just need the center to turn a little bit better in the center. There's some adjustments I want to do, but we don't got enough threads on it, so I'm going to go to the back of the car and hopefully I don't screw it up. Car's working the best it's been in a long time, especially on the top. I just got to get that tightness out of the center, and then I think we'll have something for that 07 over there.
This track has been so top dominant. You guys have all been lined up on the top. Is there any way you can make something happen on the bottom?
I don't think he'll make the same mistake twice, so I got a feeling he's going to choose the top, put me on the bottom. Hopefully I come out on top coming off of 2. It's going to be a struggle. Last time they made an adjustment at the break, and they went the wrong way, so I'm hoping they'll do that again. But if he beats me, I just hope to come out behind him and get it back on the top side and just run him down for the last few laps.
Looking forward to seeing how this one plays out for Matt Erickson, second place here at Madera.
Well, some challenges with the car, but a very confident Matt Erickson. And, wow, when you have a confident Matt Erickson at the brake, that is trouble for the rest of this field. We know how experienced Matt is here at Madera, so he'll be looking to try and win this race tonight, the all-important points battle. And the veteran still has a lot of fight in him here at Madera. Getting ready to go down to our third place competitor. The Meads working on their car along with Matt Erickson. Okay, we're ready now to go down to our third place competitor. It's Tyler Herzog with a great run tonight. Here's with Stephen Blakeslee.
Down here with Tyler Herzog in the third place in car number 1. You're one of our 6 different winners this year. What will it take to get another victory tonight?
We just need to work on tightening it up in the on entry and tightening it up on exit. We'll be pretty good here. I was trying to conserve. My teammate was kind of trying to hold that 4th place position because I know the top, that's what the leader's going to choose. But I think we'll be pretty good here on the bottom. I think we'll be good here on the bottom and the top, and we'll just see how it comes. And this Crown Homes Toyota is going to be fast.
I think whoever figures out the bottom might be the car to beat tonight. Maybe it'll be this guy, Tyler Herzog.
Yeah, young Tyler Herzog, great season going on for him so far here at Madera. And like you say, Stephen Blakeslee, whoever figures out that inside, watch them to race their way to the front. Will it be Matt Erickson or someone like that who will find the inside? Because certainly the 07 of Walbridge, he is running the high line. And the driver that's in 4th tonight, how about this? Coming from the junior ranks, finding his way up into the 4th position. And 4th place now is Barrett Paul Hemus, one of our junior racers. He is down there with Stephen Blakeslee.
Well, Barrett Paul Hemus in the 4th position, Pro Late Model style. Here for the Nut Up Pro Late Models. Big smile on his face as always. We just talked to Tyler Herzog. He kind of figures you guys have a good position here on the outside of row number 2. How much are you looking forward to this restart?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, it's good that we're going to be able to start here, but we're going to need it to go green if we want it to go our way. So I don't know if well, actually I do know if we pass him, and even if we get past Matt there, we're going to be starting second, but we're going to be on the inside if there's a restart because Jaden has the lane choice. So if there is a yellow, we'll figure it out. Where we finish where we finish. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. The boys back at Van Dorn Chassis are going to be an amazing car this year. This thing has been hooked up all year, and I can't thank Charlie Wilson and everyone else who's come together to work on this car. They made it a rocket ship tonight, and we're looking forward to keeping it here. One more thing, I'd like to say hello to my Aunt Teresa and Uncle Craig. I've been informed that y'all are watching me all the way from New Jersey, so it's good to see y'all are tuning in, and I hope we'll see y'all soon.
How about it for this guy in the Pro Late Models coming into his own for Barrett Paul Hemus.
Well, Barrett Paul Hemus has had 50 laps to learn the craft of open late model racing and looks pretty confident. So let's see how he goes in the last 30 laps of this event. The driver's been schooling himself, learning from those fast cars up front. Now it's time to put what you learned to work in the last 30 laps. Stephen Blakeslee is now down with the 5th place competitor tonight. It's good to have him in the top 5 tonight. And he is down there with Colby Potts.
Well, it was a battle of the 12s for spot number 5. We see Colby Potts in the 5th position. Great to have you out here at Madera Speedway rolling the top with all these guys. What kind of adjustments do you need to try to go a little bit further forward?
We tightened it up just a little bit. It was a little loose entering, but considering we got the number 10 pill draw after qualifying and we made it back up to 5th, I think we're doing pretty well. So I'm excited for the second half of the race.
What might you need to maybe make something happen on the bottom as well?
I think the bottom is really starting to go away for me. There after that last restart, my line kind of went on the high side, and once we got clear, I kind of went to the bottom, and the car really didn't like it at that point, so I immediately went back up to the top. but might need to try it again later if I have to pass somebody down there.
Well, he's going to restart on the bottom, but look for him to go straight to the top for Colby Potts.
Well, that was pretty clear from Colby Potts which way he's going to play this race out. So right now, Jaden Walbridge leads Matt Erickson, Tyler Herzog, Barrett Paul Hemus, Colby Potts. That's the top 5. Outside the top 5, for those on YouTube, Kyle Keller, Brody Armtrout, Glenn Cook, racing Jason Aguirre back in 9th after challenging up front. Ho-Ho Howard Holden with his teammate Evan Garvey right behind him. Jay Dawson, car 12 in 12th. Rick Thompson, Pete Soto, who is, I think, out of the event, unfortunately, for Petey. Struck problems in the number 5, the Bay Area driver, former Legends of the Pacific racer. Well, let's see if we can roll over to YouTube, and hopefully my YouTube feed has come back. So hopefully it has, and we'll be able to talk to you guys. I'm just going to go back in and see if we can open it up. Yes, we have. We've opened it up. And just to let Kenny Shepard know that's still there on my end, but I'll have Stephen Blakesy check his side. Here we go. Dragon Time. It's JJ I'm watching with Brody. Cool. Very, very cool. Got here the Penrods are watching. Oh, the Penrods are watching racing Jason Aguirre from Alaska and Idaho. Cool, cool, very, very cool. So keep those super chats coming too, if you can. All the money raised goes to the Children's Hospital tonight. We donate all the money. Every cent of it goes to the Children's Hospital. So I'll just bring this to Stephen Blakes's attention while we're there. We just need to get rid of that.
I don't have the admin access.
Can you check yours if it's still there?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been deleted.
Yep.
They've been deleted.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, interesting comments from our drivers down there. Of all the drivers, they look pretty confident in the top 5. No one really on the downer. It's all on the up and up down there for the top 5. For Colby Potts saying, I went down to the low line, not really there. I'll have to go back, but I might have to use it. So there's a driver that thinks it might be all bad down there, but thinks that maybe he'll have to use that option. So we can see maybe he's starting on the inside. He'll get, for the first lap, probably a good look at the inside and be able to make some sort of assessment. He could see Dave Sabota. Dave Sabota there in the red shirt and the shorts there. Good to see him back. Dave moved out of California, but got him back at the racetrack tonight. That's pretty cool. See our friend Dave Sabota back with us. Hey, there's Josh the cameraman. Josh, we often see him in the flag stand. He's moved to being the official track photographer here at Madera Speedway now.
And like I always like to ask people, Andy, I think you haven't done it tonight. What was for dinner tonight? That's what I always like to know. What was the racing dinner tonight? Let us know in the comments.
Well, I can tell you what is not for dinner right now. For me, nothing. It's going to be me eating after the races tonight, and it might be, Kenny Shepard. In fact, you and I might have to have another date, late night ice cream at the ice cream shop. So, we might have to do that. Stephen and I
We've taken it to the next level. He's calling it a date now.
Well, we go down
don't
there.
Tell my wife.
We go down there, we eat some good ice cream from Lord's, and we have a chat and debrief, and it's kind of cool.
Yes, very cool. I'm
just have to get
grateful to have your shop there.
Yeah, little break for you about halfway home. You get a bit of a break. Yeah, it's about the halfway break, and
that's my mission style tortilla chips.
But I haven't eaten anything. But I can tell you, at about 3:30, I did sneak in and snuck to the old Habit Burger. I had to do a little Habit Burger run today, so.
That's a free plug. The bill will be in the mail for the Habit.
We'll
as Rose Sprint says, fried chicken.
Right, fried chicken.
Very nice.
Well, you and I have got a burger place just off of Cleveland Avenue that we often like to hit after the races too. So
we might.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah,
say
we'll
hello
say
to
hi.
everybody.
We'll say hi to everybody up there.
Want to say that I'm thinking about your wife tonight, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Hope she's doing
yeah,
well.
And I've been thinking about you all week long. We've talked through the week with miss your dad.
Yep.
You know, for the last few races, walking up the stairs, always look there. And, of course, 2 rows behind your dad, and they actually know each other, Chris Kraft.
Yeah, we're pulling for Chris right now
for
as well.
Chris as well. He's viewing
Yep.
tonight. He's watching, and, you know, walk up the stairs, and your dad's on the right-hand side, probably about 8-10 rows from the top of the long
Yep.
stairs here at Madera. And,
Yep.
of course, you get Chris up there, and both of them are fighting. You know, they both fought that deal, and
Yep.
unfortunately, your dad, you know, that overcame him. But
Yep.
we really miss your dad, and he's a great guy, and I've known you for a long time since
Yeah.
the mid
Yeah, the 06 season at Altamont. Yeah,
06.
back when
Yep.
Kenny was down
and
there.
always your dad follow you along to the racetracks, and we're thinking about you, buddy. You're
Thank
doing
you.
a great job tonight.
Yeah, so lots of people in the motorsports world to think about at the moment, and want to say hello to Antonio, who's having a Mission Taco Night on race day, and Shailene says homemade tacos with homemade Mission chips. That sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Hello to Mike in Portland, Oregon. Cheryl says, Tyler Herzog, go man, you can do it. I have a feeling the 1 car might factor in. Roger McClure from Yakima, Washington. My wife's family is from Kashmir, the Wenatchee area, the home of Garrett Evans. And we love those Mission products.
Oh, Shailene must be getting those tortillas, and she must be getting those tortillas, cutting them with a pizza knife or a knife, and then deep frying them. I would think she said she's making.
You could offer homemade chips at your shop if you wanted.
Well, it's not enough room. We just got enough room for the ice cream that
Yeah.
we do. But, yeah, we love our Mission products. I'm a big Taco Tuesday guy. You know, we closed on Tuesday, so love to do my Taco Tuesdays. And Mission products is always the products we use. We use the tortillas for making our quesadillas at home. And, in fact, the ones that are on the screen there in the orange container. And I love those street tacos. Love the street tacos. Street tacos are crazy good. Yep, there they are right there. Look at that. Those purple street tacos. These flour tortillas up here next to carbons. You're into all the healthy stuff. You got those. What is it? The organic wheat.
The whole wheat tortillas.
The whole wheat. Yep.
I've got an absolutely giant burrito bowl in my cooler with a whole wheat tortilla in there. I am a big fan of the Mission whole wheat. You're gonna have to add those to the graphic, Kenny. They're real good. They're the only good whole wheat tortilla there is. I've tried them all. They're the only good ones. So.
That's perfect. Like all the Mission Foods products, the best, and they're sold all over the world too. You know, we get people all over the world that are able to buy Mission Foods. So keep buying those Mission products, and let them know you hear about them. You know, go on their website where they say, "Hey, we buy your Mission products. We hear about it on Madera Speedway's YouTube," and you know, because they're essentially paying for this free YouTube. It's interesting, Kenny Shepard has continued, even after the fans came back, of giving you the free YouTube. We've given that free. One of the only tracks you'll find a free YouTube. Normally you've got to pay for it. You've got to subscribe to Flow Racing, or you've got to pay for each stream, or if it's like the World of Outlaws, you have to pay their big fee that they charge for each sprint car race.
Don't even get me started on that program.
Yeah, so you know, like to watch Knoxville races, it's like I could just about buy a bus ticket to go there than what it costs the week to watch it. But if you want to watch it, like, you got to pay for it. But Madera, it's all free.
Yeah.
Free. Hey, Nut Up. Here we are, Nut Up Pro Late Models. Buy those Nut Up products. Remember, if you go to their website, MavTV20, you get 20% off. If you go to 5150, all capitals, MavTV20, you get 20% off. And remember, send your receipt. Send your receipt into Nut Up, and you'll get 20% of your purchase price donated to the Valley Children's
So
Hospital.
real quick, we had a car that had to get push started, but that doesn't send them to the rear. Looks like everybody's in their proper race place at the moment for this upcoming restart. Andy is getting ready to go here, and when we go 1 to go, you'll bring us back for Mav TV. And remember, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell.
Yep.
We race
The
again
whole lot.
next Saturday with the California Dream, the Olga's California Mini Stock Dream, 100 laps of pro mini stock racing, plus the Center Valley Mini Stock Invasion. That great club late model points battle. A lot of great racing. That'll be live here on ShortTrack TV. And Monday, this actually might be the following Monday, on August the 30th. We're going to have our next round of the Nut Up Pro Late Models. Round number 3 will be airing on Madera Racing on MAV TV, channel 214 on DirecTV. And that one will be at 4 p.m. Pacific, Monday, August the 30th.
4:20 on Charter Communications in the Valley, 11:05 on AT&T UViz.
And available on Hulu and Sling as well in
everywhere.
their sports packages. You'll bring us back for MAV TV.
Welcome back to Madera Racing on a sizzling Saturday night. Fast pace of 50 laps down. We've got 30 laps to go, 10-mile racing. 30 laps of racing on the fastest 1/3 mile in the west. This is Madera Speedway. We welcome everybody along. I'm Outback Andy, my broadcast partner Stephen Blakeslee. We're proud to bring you these 2 blue cars coming to the line, and that is a great late model start.
Yeah, you can't beat the starts. You know, Matt Erickson, he is a class act, gentleman driver. Great stuff there with the 07 of Jaden Walbridge. He immediately tucks in behind him. Barrett Polhemus wasn't really able to get the top rolling. Remember, Barrett Polhemus in third told us at the break he wants long runs to wake up that car. And so off the break, he didn't really get going, and that allowed Erickson to move up to second on the top.
Yeah, Herzog trying down low, but nothing really going on down there. Let's see how Erickson goes. I tell you what, Barrett Polhemus sitting back there in third, I would say for about 42 laps, he hung around, went to school, learned. That was class. That was class in session. He has graduated now to the full ranks, and he has to go after it. What he learned in those first 42 laps, he has to put into practice this last 30 laps, and doing a great job in third.
You'll notice a car that's gone from the frame, and that's the driver that restarted 5th, the 12 of Colby Potts. And we thought the bottom might be tough sledding for Colby Potts. He falls from 5th to 7th behind the other number 12, Kyle Keller, who drove from 6th to 4th on the restart, this time by 55 in the books here at Madera Speedway.
Trouble for Racing Jason Aguirre. Racing Jason Aguirre actually went off track, I think, down the back section. Something went wrong, and he is going right to the back of the pack here, Stephen Blakeslee. Meanwhile, up front, it's all Jaden Walbridge and Matt Erickson. How about the 5150 junior driver doing a great job in third, the Texan Barrett Polhemus in that Charlie Wilson car. And here comes his teammate now. His teammate putting an inside run on Kyle Keller. This is some great racing for some young kids up here at Madera.
Once again, we see everybody in the lead pack all lining up on the top, and that's allowing Jaden Walbridge to pull away, this time by 58 in the books. The 07 car has led all of them. As here goes Tyler Herzog. Ooh, wow. We got a little loose there.
Yeah, that car slid around turn number 1, almost drifting it in. That was, well, he almost like backed it in the turn. That was kind of crazy. That started to come around and looked like a lesser driver may have been sideways and on the infield. And this battle continues. 2 former junior racers. Well, one of them is a current junior racer. One's a former junior racer. Keller to the inside. Keller trying to figure out something down low.
Yeah, a couple of 16-year-olds battling for third. One of them from Texas, from Wimberley, Texas, and one of them from Las Vegas, Nevada. So of your top 4, you've got Washington, California, Texas, and Nevada. And like we talk about, we really do bring together some of the best stock car drivers in the country here to Madera Speedway for MAV TV. This is round 7, your Nut Up Pro Late models powered by Mission Foods. We've run 62 laps. We've only seen the yellow flag once in this main event as Brody Armtrout trying to make a move.
Yeah, Brody Armtrout trying to make a move, and I tell Colby Potts slingshots around the outside. Howard Holden back there with him. Howard having a good run in that Jerry and Willie's Recycling number 41 entry.
Now this battle is for 7th here. So remember the 12 of Potts started 5th on the restart after the break. And he's fighting for life to maintain 7th.
Yeah, racing Jason Aguirre is back behind Howard Holden. So here we go. Barrett Polhemus, the Texan driver, trying to hang out on the outside. Keller trying to make it work down low. No one has really been able to make it work down low, but looks like Keller may have starting to find something down here. He's got the lone soldier down there, you know.
Well, some differing backgrounds here. for the 12 of Kyle Keller. Raced the Bandoleros at Vegas. They run all the way around the bottom.
Paul Hemus spins.
Yeah, the dirt micro sprint driver was up on the cushion, if you will, and kind of went up over the cushion as he spins it out in the middle of 3 and 4. 66 laps in the books. We get a caution flag. We'll go back to lap 65. 15 to go here for Madera Racing on MAV TV, your Nut Up Pro Late Models.
Wow. Barrett Paul Hemus just got up there, just jumped over the cushion, as Stephen Blasey would say, got up into a little loose up there and slid the car around, so he will tag the back of the pack.
And here's a replay on Madera Racing on MAV TV. We'll get a look at it here as he was trying to go nose to nose with Keller. Remember earlier you were kind of singing the praises of Paul Hemus, and I saw him bounce the wall in that exact spot. Kind of looks like he might have done that again. Like he might have got up there and maybe got a piece of the wall again on corner entry. He doesn't have a lot of outside line experience. Tell me, it almost looks like he hit the wall, Andy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's
bouncing around a lot, that's for sure.
Around on the racetrack there. And Tyler Herzog, good job by Tyler Herzog to actually get around the 79. So they'll turn this car around. In fact, Paul Hemus has stopped on the infield, and I kind of wonder if maybe something mechanical, like a brake had locked up for Paul Hemus. Remember, he did run that car in the junior late model, so everyone's getting a test tonight, the brakes on that car and so forth.
Yeah, that's to be 150 green flag laps.
Yep. So he's actually getting a push truck now to bring Barrett Paul Hemus back to the infield. So I'm wondering if something broke on that car, or whether the motor died on that car, because that car just slid around. And if the motor was cutting out, Stephen Blasey, it's going to be locking up. So where you saw the car jumping around, if it did in fact the motor, cut out, that could be why you see that car sort of.
Yeah, I just have no idea. They're going to take the hood off.
Under the hood, yeah. So this is a mechanical reason. That's why he spun. Obviously, what you saw was the motor was probably cut out.
I'm just not really sure.
Yep, I would say that's what's gone on with that car.
Driven Animosity says, where are the Reynolds brothers? They're not here tonight. I would expect we'll see them here next week, Andy.
Yeah, we'll see him for the club race, the next club race. So we'll see him here for that. We're going to rack these cars up and get them ready to go. Frank is furiously waving that yellow flag, and we'll bring him back up the line here. I'll bring him back. Welcome back to Madera Racing on MAV TV. Round number 7, the Nut Up Pro Late Models. We are 15 laps to go. Halfway through this second segment, and Barrett Paul Hemus entering the car. Looks like it was a mechanical problem. We saw the car bouncing down in turn 3. So probably what happened, the motor stalled out on that car, and they will do that, and he caused him to spin. There's no other reason that car should have spun. Back to the restart. The rowdy car gets the big run off the hill, and he's bringing Tyler Herzog with him, Stephen.
Well, you got 3 drivers that are all race winners this year. We're 6 for 6 on new race winners. Entering round number 7, all 3 of them would like to get their second win of the year. It's the 07 Walbridge, the 1 of Herzog, 42 Erickson. Those are your top 3. And then again, a battle of the 12s.
Hey, good run going from Howard Holden. He's right on the back of this pack here, that's from second back right through to 6. That's a good pack of cars there, and some great racing. Colby Potts, we heard him say, "Have to use the low line. I'll predominantly hang out on the high line." Well, Keller's down low, so Potts has to go up. That's his preferred spot up there. Will he get the big run off the hill? Erickson does. Now the question is, with Erickson's car, we heard him talk about this at the break. They had no adjustment on the front. All the adjustment had to be done from the back. Oh, Matt Erickson, I think, into the wall.
Well, and Colby Potts was quite up high as well. And racing Jason Aguirre was all out of sorts. And at the line the last time around on lap 69, that's the 200th lap led for Jaden Walbridge on the year. Make it 2:01 with 10 to go. And he is well ahead of the rest of the pack,
Bad night for racing Jason Aguirre. The car has pulled off the racetrack in turn number 3. So his woes have continued.
Yeah, and Aguirre was already 40 points behind coming into the night with 2 rounds to go after tonight. I would figure to say his championship hopes have just gone by the wayside.
Yes, they have gone by the wayside, unfortunately, for Jason Aguirre tonight. That's probably, if it's not the last nail in the coffin, it's pretty close to being the last nail in the coffin for that championship hope. And I tell you what, there's hope here for Kyle Keller. He's been doing it on the low line. Now he comes up to Matt Erickson. This is going to be a fast 8 laps that we got left to run here as Kyle Keller really starting to put the muscle on the back of Matt Erickson.
Yeah, Keller has an opportunity to make a late surge in the standings here at Madera Speedway, trying to crack himself into the top 5. Came into tonight in 6th. And if he can get around Erickson, that's more points for that effort. Jaden Walbridge has been sensational. Could he lead all 80 laps tonight? He's 5 laps away from doing that. Tyler Herzog is going to try to run him down. Looking at the lap times, almost identical lap times with 5 to go.
Yeah, 5 to go for the race leader, Jaden Walbridge. 4 at the line this time with Tyler Herzog right there. But this is the battle we're watching. This is for the final podium race, Sands. The experienced Matt Erickson, the most experienced, most race-winning driver here at Madera, up against the number 12, the young star, Kyle Keller.
And our leaders are running 15 ones after 77 laps of racing, sizzling speeds. 1 more mile to go for Jaden Walbridge to become our first repeat winner of 2021.
Yeah, Walbridge brings him to the line this time. 2 laps of Madera Speedway, 2/3 of a mile to go. Who will win this race? Will it be Walbridge or will it be Tyler Herzog? But the big interest that is the battle for 3rd, Matt Erickson, the crafty veteran here, that MJ Gilbert construction, number 42. The white flag is out from Flaggy Frank. I think the race win is in Walbridge's hands here, but 3rd is definitely not settled here.
Jaden Walbridge took a few months off of racing. It reignited his love for the sport, and he has put his stamp on the series. He becomes the first repeat winner of the 2021 Nut Up Pro Late Models.
Yeah, we got some activity between Colby Potts and Brody Armstrong right at the line. Wow, a great win for Jaden Walbridge. Race ends. When we return to Madera Speedway, it will be trophy celebration time. And the driver that was too fast, and he has tasted victory lane tonight, Jaden Walbridge, and he will be with Stephen Blakesley when we return. Stay with us, race fans. Well, how about that late model racing tonight? Great late model racing from Madera, the fastest 1/3 mile in the West. Racing Jason Aguirre out there, obviously trying to work out the steering problems with that 45 car. Window net is down for the driver in that, got that new generation Camaro bodywork, Jaden Walbridge. That's a rowdy chassis, and it's going to get rowdy in victory lane here soon. 2 blue cars and a black car, and Tyler Herzog sandwiched between the 2 blue cars. They're going to be pretty happy with that run tonight in the Crown Homes. Herzog Roofing, Wilson Motorsports, number 1. Dave Sabota walking across with that nice red trophy tonight. 5150 goals also coming in. The spotters working their way down from the spotter stand. Rick Erickson talking it over with Tyler Herzog. I think they're all pretty happy down there. Like I said, Matt had that issue at the break. No adjustment left on the front end. They had to go to the back, and Matt was, in his words, I hope I don't screw it up, but looked like pretty good tonight for Matt. Nice 3rd place tonight. Good points battle, too, and for Kyle Keller, who finished 4th tonight. A great points battle, too. Good points night for him in the overall championship. They have the Madera non-TV and the TV series, and, of course, the overall. So a good overall points night for Kyle Keller, the Madera driver out of Las Vegas, living here in Madera through the race season. getting ready to go down trackside as Stephen Blakeslee gets ready down there. So we're just waiting. Brian Smith doing a couple of interviews down there. He's done the leader and second place now. So Stephen Blakeslee and Zach just working it in. Waiting for our production crew to let me know when to throw down to victory lane. What a great night of late model racing for our YouTube crew. Big welcome back to our viewers on MAV TV. What a sensational late model race tonight. We got a first repeat winner, and it is Jaden Walbridge, and he's down in victory lane with Stephen Blakeslee.
Comes the first repeat winner of 2021 in the Nut Up Pro Late Models. How about it for Jaden Walbridge here on MAV TV? And he gets a salute for the second place finishing team of Matt Erickson. We'll get the 5150 girls in behind you. Before the race tonight, you told me something very poignant. You told me about how much it meant to you to come back to racing after taking a few months off. Did that really fuel the fire for you here in the 07 car?
Yeah, it really did, especially those first two races of the year. I think we had like an 18th and a 16th, and you know, to really come back and be the first repeat winner and leading the points. And, man, I'm hungrier than ever. This one feels really good. And you know, everyone that doesn't know Steven's a great guy. And, you know, his father recently passed away. So this one's for your dad, Steven. And out back Andy's wife, I hope she's doing good too. So I cannot thank all these guys enough, the Lord, for all these blessings, even being able to race. So, yeah.
You know, one of the things we always talk about is that the short track shootout in October is a bit of a wild card. There's going to be guest drivers here that are only here for that $10,000 win. How important is it to have a big points cushion going into that race?
It's really important. You know, racing is definitely a humbling sport, and anything can happen. And I think we got a really good long run car, and so I'm excited for that 150 lapper at the end of the year. But like I said, I cannot thank my guys, my grandpa and grandma, for even making it possible. Mike Juarez, Derek Thorne, my mom and Jeremy, and Jim and Lori Noonan for all their hospitality and letting us use their trailer in their shop. So I really could do it without all these guys.
Well, it took until round 7 to get a repeat winner, and it happens in car 07. Jaden Walbridge wins the Nut Up Pro Late Models.
Well, Jay, young Walbridge is becoming a complete race car driver, and wow, he's going to get better and better. Wait for that short track shootout at the end of the year, 10,000 to win. He's going to be the red-hot favorite for that event. Taking the win tonight from Tyler Herzog, Matt Erickson, Kyle Keller, Brody Armtrout,
Was it really you?
Colby Potts, Howard Holden, Jay Jolson, Rick Thompson, and Glenn Cook round out your top 10 tonight. Jaden Walbridge, what a great driver, and thanks for the shout-outs, too. We really appreciate it in this tough week we've had. His team is going to be a powerhouse team come October for the short track shootout. Like I said, had a rough start to the year. When you work out he's leading the points after being outside the top 15 in the first 2 races for the year. I think we're getting ready now to go down trackside once again. Okay, so down trackside now, Stephen Blakeslee with a hard-fought second-place driver tonight. It is Tyler Herzog.
Well, he has a win this year and now a second-place finish this year for the one car at Tyler Herzog. And how do you feel running second tonight?
I feel pretty good. Just didn't have enough drive there at the end. I was trying to change my lineup and try and gain a little bit more drive, but that's all she had. But this Crown Homes Toyota was fast, and I think we had enough for him at the end if we had another restart. But, you know, we'll just do it next time and try and get the win for Herzog Roofing and Van Dorn Racing Deadline.
Some races out here at Madera, a lot of caution. Some races go like tonight with the long runs. What's it like to try to prepare a race car when it's kind of unpredictable with how the race is going to play out?
Yeah, it really just depends on the way the track is, like you said, and you got to spend a lot of hours in the shop and make sure everything's right and tune for the way the track is, top or bottom, and we'll just get it next time.
They're going to go for it again next time. 2 rounds to go. Second place for Tyler Herzog.
Yes, a great night for Tyler Herzog. Just being beat only just tonight by the informed driver, Jaden Walbridge. Well, final positions in this race tonight. 11th place, Evan Garvey. Racing Jason Aguirre, 12th. Barrett Paul Hemas in 13th. Pete Soto finishing in 14th. Jacob Smith, Brody Moore, and Alan Kress. The other drivers scored tonight in this race. We're down there with 3rd place now, and this driver, of course, is the most experienced driver in late models here at Madera Speedway, the most winningest driver in late models at Madera Speedway. A solid 3rd tonight for Matt Erickson, and he is with Stephen Blasey.
3rd place for Matt Erickson tonight in round 7 of the Nut Up Pro Late Models. You keep the points lead within sight. How do you feel running 3rd tonight?
It kind of stings a little because that 07 just gets away in the points. 2 races left. Someone's going to have to catch him. Or he's going to have to find some bad luck like some of us have. Car wasn't perfect, but we threw something at it. It was tight in the center. If I could just get that tight in the center out, we'll be right there with him or in his spot next time.
Well, we talked about how unpredictable the short track shootout is. That's coming up in October. How much do you want to really rise to the occasion in that event?
I'll pay Kenny $1,000 if he moves it to November. We haven't had much luck in October. Last few ones, we either finish second or we crash out of them. So we're either going to do really good or we're going to put it in on the trailer on the tow truck.
We got 2 rounds to go to find out how the Nut Up Pro Late Model Series will play out. Matt Erickson runs 3rd tonight.
Yeah, good point for the driver of the MJ Gilbert Construction entry. October has been a disaster pretty much every year for Matt Erickson. He'd love to turn that around come October time. Well, what a great late model race tonight from Madera Speedway, the fastest 1/3 mile in the West for the Nut Up Pro Late Models. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty. And tonight, Jaden Walbridge was too fast, and he tasted victory lane. On behalf of all our camera crew, our production crew, Matt, Kenny Shepard, my broadcast partner, Stephen Blakeslee, I'm Outback Andy. See you soon for round number 8 of the Nut Up Pro Late Models, brought to you by Mission Foods. Good night, race fans. Well, people out there, thanks for hanging in with us. What a great race tonight. We actually had 3 great races tonight, and we're going to come back over to you real quick before we jump out of here tonight. I'm just looking at our chats out here. Unfortunately, for some reason, my chats have gone, so I'm going to have to defer over here to Stephen Blakeslee very, very soon if he makes his way up. But great racing. Of course, next week we turn our attention to 4-cylinder racing next week with the Olga's 100-lap race for our 4-cylinder cars. That should be a great event for the people out there on YouTube, and that will be also that race will be televised on MAV TV. So make sure that you tune in next week. Thanks for getting the likes up to over 100 tonight. It was a great race. Hopefully we came across okay. Things are, as I say, a little difficult tonight, but we'll come back bigger and better and stronger in the next few weeks. My broadcast partner will just hopefully jump into the booth here with me real quick to finish out the show tonight. And there was some of the best late model racing. And imagine for Jaden Walbridge if he had finished inside the top 15 earlier in the first 2 races of the year, would have was certainly just about owned this championship by now. So Matt Erickson thinks that if they can just get that tight out of the car, that they'll maybe even stand up there in victory lane. Our track announcer down there, Brian Smith, currently doing the presentation to Jaden Wolf.